I was going to brag that I was 9 seconds early, but it probably would have helped if I put myself in the stream. So before you start bragging, make sure you actually do what you're supposed to do. Of course, this is New York Giants Straight Talk, brought to you by the mighty FanDuel. FanDuel.com, number one sportsbook in America. We did a great show podcast, and it's a podcast exclusive only on Believe, and it was with David Behrman, who does Betting with Behrman podcast, and it was a great podcast. We actually talk about the history of sports betting, and we get into today's matchups, and we get a little inside information. Maybe we give a little dope. Maybe we give you what you should do with the spread. So go find that one. That's it is a Believe exclusive only. It is with David Behrman, someone. So he went on a show and the guy called him Beerman. So I just automatically called. So the moment we started the show, the first thing I did was call him Beerman, even though I know it was Behrman. So it's David Behrman, Betting with Behrman. Go see that podcast. Now we're going to do some fun stuff today. We've already talked about it. In a little bit, after I have my coffee, I'm going to eat my Uncrustable. I said it, I was going to do it. I went out and bought Uncrustables, and I'm going to eat an Uncrustable. Things that I do for the Giant community. So Mrs. Online Big Blue, after it defrosts a little bit, I'm going to sit here. And I told everyone, if you want to eat, come on camera, of course, and enjoy an Uncrustable with me, I'm going to send you a New York Giants replica Super Bowl ring 2007 Eli Manning. So if you want to enjoy your Uncrustable with me, come on down. So let's Mike Lee. Hey, Carmen, it was nice knowing you. Get ready for the Ravens North. Listen, I have no problem with the Giants moving on from Carmen Baselli. I got no problem with that. I don't. You could say that he did a wonder for the line. It also could be the fact that the line somehow serendipitously improved when Daniel Jones left. There was games where Jackson Dart held on the ball too long, but the line got better after Daniel Jones left, which is kind of weird. Not really. But like I said, I am not going to question the Harbaugh. I'm not going to question my brother, John, because Jim called me and told me don't question John. I said, I'm not going to question John. John's going to bring in a staff. And I've said it right. This is what John is doing. He's doing it right. He's going to win with his own guys. And I've always said that you're a head coach, you're a general manager, you're any of these things. You want to win with your own guys. You want to bring in your own fucking guys to win. You don't want to sit there and have retreads from 3 other regimes that were failures. You want to get everyone out that was here during the dog days for the last 15 years. And you want to bring in fresh blood. And that's kind of where we're going to today. We're going to break down the rooster. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it like capologists here. I'm actually going to get a spreadsheet here. I'm going to get my spreadsheet. And what we're going to do is we are literally going to see whom we can cut. If we do cut them, what the salary cap issue is going to be, if there is any salary implications on the salary cap, we're going to see that, and we're going to get a better idea where this roster can be. And like I said, for all the people, I saw a
stupid Giant Twitter post.
I forgot who did this post, but they did a post where it said the Giants can clear almost $100 million in cap space, and they were restructuring all these deals, getting rid of Dexter Lawrence. They were doing all these things. And I'm like looking at the roster going, so you have like 24 guys on the roster. You need 53 plus the practice squad, but you have like 24 guys on the roster. So you have to find 19 new players, either vis-a-vis the draft or free agency. You got to find 19 new players. And they didn't look at any of the cap hits. They didn't look at any of the dead cap numbers. They didn't look at what was pushed into 26 and 27 and 28. They were just clear. They were maddening the roster. They were John maddening the roster, but not actually looking at what their shakeup was going to do. And that's why it gave me the idea today. I'm like, well, you know what I got to fucking do? I got to sit here and take a look at this. Mike Giants, Mike Lee. James Stein says, good morning, Tim. Mr. Weaver says, good morning, Timmy. I don't know about you, but I don't want Todd Monk in here. I want McDaniel. Well, Mike McDaniel, he took the job to be head coach, and now, to to be he was going to be the OC, and now he's interviewing for a head coaching position. So Mike McDaniel's not coming here. Mike McDaniel is definitely not coming here. What did we say here? Roberto says, do you think the Giants will trade the 5th pick for a draft capital and for the 2026 draft? I hope not. This is not what, outside of the defensive end position and another position, this is not a very good draft. Most prognosticators will tell you that this is that you might have guys in the top 10 that are worthy of being true impact starters. And then you're going to have maybe some guys a little bit later in the first round that may be, contributors, but then the rest of the draft outside of the defensive end position is going to be a bunch of guys that, are not going to be roster fillers. They could be good players, but this is not a depth draft. I should rephrase that. This is not a deep draft. This is a depth draft. There's a difference. A deep draft means you have multiple players at multiple positions that can be an impact. A depth draft is you have guys that you are going to fill out the roster with vis-a-vis for depth, for depth purposes. Now, listen, the Giants need as much depth as they can humanly get. I'm not going to lie to you. They need all the depth in the world. I'm just getting ready. I'm getting the burp out for the Uncrustable. I had pancakes this morning, so I'm very excited about the Uncrustable. You know what I'm also excited about? I'm excited about the network, also known as Online Big Blue here, and our proud partner, our proud sponsor, and that is the mighty FanDuel. FanDuel.com, #1 sportsbook in America. I mentioned earlier we did a podcast exclusive with David Behrman, with Betting with Behrman. Prognosticator. He's worked for ESPN. He's worked for a whole bunch of other places. He was great on the show. And, of course, new customers for FanDuel, bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win. If you win. And I'm also loving right now the FanDuel Pay with a Plan. Make our gaming tool and resources part of your winning strategy. You get everything. Just go and download the freaking FanDuel app. It's awesome. It also depends on what state you're in. But go download the FanDuel app. You got to get it. We got to take a look, of course, at the games. I'm not going to get too in-depth in them, but if you take a look, I think the Denver line is a little bit crazy, even with a depleted quarterback room. I mean, how is the Denver Broncos 4.5-point underdogs at home? Yeah, I understand who's got they're playing at quarterback, but Drake May hasn't looked good in the last 2 games. And the Broncos still have a hellacious defense. If this is to me, there's no such thing as a sure thing in life except for death and taxes. But I would take the Broncos at home in the 4.5 points. I would run to that bet. I think I'm going to run to that bet right now. In reference to the Los Angeles Raiders against Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are only 2.5 points. I would give the points to the Raiders. I think it's going to be a Bronco-Seahawk Super Bowl. Boy, that's exciting. I'm going to say it again. I think it's going to be a Bronco-Seahawks Super Bowl. The excitement there, the admin over at the NFL are looking at this going, oh, could we be in any two smaller markets? It's called parity. But again, that is FanDuel, the #1 sports book in the land. Make sure you go there. Also, you know what? We're going to be talking soon about NBA because they have Choose Your Reward. You can choose between a no sweat token to use any wager or a 50% PTB to use on a 3-leg parlay wager, 25% PBTs to use any wagers for any NBA games taking place today. So again, that's on the mighty FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com, the #1 sportsbook in America. One thing I learned yesterday, don't go over a 4-leg parlay. Go to like a 3. Now, you're not going to win as much, but you want to stick at a 4-leg parlay. So, Tim, are you ready for the snow? No. No, I am not ready for the fucking snow. I don't want the snow. I don't care about the snow. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Let's talk about this roster for a minute, guys. Let's get into the rooster a little bit, and I want to hear your opinions on this rooster as well, because I'm very curious. I'm very curious about where the Giants should go. I'm very curious about the money that the Giants can save And I'm very curious about how this team should be put together, and they should be put together in a right way. And I think that's going to be right now you have Coach Harbaugh basically being Tom Cruise, making all the right moves from the 80s. He's Stefan Djordjevic. He's making all the right moves. But the question is, can he continue to make all the right moves? That's going to be the big problem we're going to have here. Because there's so many things going on. There's so many things with this roster right now. If you take a look at it, we've said it before. If we look at 2026, they had about $11 million in cap space available. And actually, I think they have less now, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they have. Yes, they actually have. They have $9 million in cap space right now, which of course is 19th in the league. They're only 31st, which is awesome for the Giants. Oh well, that Kevin Abrams is doing a good job.
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I love that when some Giant beat writers are like, Kevin Abrams got the Giants at a cap hell, and we're in a good position this year. We're 19th in the league with $9 million in cap space. The definition of doing something well in Giant land, well, that just is a little bit different. That's a different definition for a lot of different places. But that's okay, Kevin. We're going to miss you, Kevin. What do we got? W saying, what's going to be the next Steve Weatherford man? I don't know. Maybe we get Steve Weatherford back. I hear he's not busy. Having a good kicker is a cheat code. Yeah, having a good kicker is a cheat code. What does it say? What about what position should we draft with a number 5 pick overall? I said this before, and it's not sexy. You're not going to sit there and go, ooh, yeah, that's a pick. Because I want Reese. I want the linebacker. I'm not going to lie to you. I want the big linebacker. But we're not getting it. He's probably not going to get past Arizona. And I can't take one of these quasi defensive end / defensive hybrid tackles because it really makes no fucking sense, especially the way we're set up. But I would love to get Reese, but I don't think Reese is going to go. I think Reese isn't going to get past. You know what the funny thing is? I don't think Reese is going to get past the Jets. Ever since Dante Moore went back to school, I don't think anyone's going to grab Ty Simpson this early. It would have been Giants if they would have got that first overall pick. They would have gotten a boatload of picks. A huge pick. And I love how some prognosticators have them taking another edge, because what the Giants need is another edge. Because the 3 that we have that do the exact same thing, we should get a 4th, even though we have the most money in the NFL spent in reference salary cap on the defensive line. We should get another edge. But like I said, it's not sexy. It's not this thing you look at and you're like, okay, it's not that. It's not that whatsoever. And Fernando Mendoza is good. He's going to be a Raider. There's no question in my mind about that. I can't grab a safety with Caleb Downs in the top 10. I'm not taking another wide receiver in the top 10. Like I said, it's not a sexy pick, but I'm going offensive line. I'm going to find an offensive line. I'm going to do what the Eagles do. I'm going to build through the trenches. I like the big kid out of Miami, but I think he will probably be there at 5 if the Titans don't grab him. But the Titans also could go linebacker at 4. I like Spencer Fano out of Utah. I've said it before. He's another guy. Like I said, it's not a sexy pick, but I think those 2 guys at 5 make a lot of sense for the Giants right now. Because you need to build through the trenches. You need to build a running game. You need to figure out what you have in Jackson Dart as a passer. It would be a smart pick. And that's what I'm hoping that we look at. We look at the fact that we started doing things correctly. We started doing things smartly. And that's what we're going to be at. That's what we're going to have to do. And that's why I think that's where we're going to go with that. James Stein says, so how do you see the roster shaking out for the Giants? We're going to get there. We're going to start with the first player. We're going to start with player number 1 that I've been kind of thinking about here. And he's actually on the thumbnail. And that's Dexter Lawrence. does this team really need Dexter Lawrence? And I'm not picking on Dexter Lawrence. I'm not picking on, anyone on this team. I'm looking at this from a John Harbaugh football perspective. When the Giants are good, will Dexter Lawrence still even be on this team? Will Dexter Lawrence still even be part of this team? You're looking at a guy right now that his cap number is $26 million, and he has never played anywhere close to $26 million. So if we take a look at we're not going to cut him. We're going to trade him. So if you take a look at the trade, if we trade him pre-June 1st, it's $13 million in dead cap space. But we're going to save $13 million. We're going to have a $13 million save. Now, if we do a post-June 1st, this is the best part. You do a post-June 1st, his dead cap number goes down to $6 million, $7 million. Okay, so literally we're going to save get rid of Dexter Lawrence, you save $20 million right there. So right now, if we're taking a look at the Giants, we've just getting rid of Dexter Lawrence, we're at $29 million. And Dexter Lawrence is not a player that is not replaceable. If we're going to look at his production the last couple of years and his attitude and his injuries and everything else, there is going to be a culture shock for a lot of guys on this team. There's going to be a culture shock because they have been so inept with so many different things within this organization. People are going to come in here and be like, what the fuck? We're going to be held accountable. We're not going to sit there and practice our TikTok dances for the end zone. Instead, we're going to have to learn how to throw. We're not going to sit there and do the sexy Dexy dance. When you get a meaningless sack, you're going to have to stop a guy on the run in 3rd and 1. What kind of shit is this? And Coach Harbaugh said it best. We want players that want to be here. We want players that want to be. Like I said, I want Fano. I want Fano too. I would go. Vinny G's going O-line. New is going to go defensive tackle O-line. Juan says, I think trade for Miami is going to go to Arizona. Yeah, I don't think Miami. Listen, if you're the Raiders, there's no way in hell you pass on Fernando Mendoza. The kid is like a saint. You see everything that's going on with his mom. You see everything that he does. You see his ability. You see his heart. You see the way he plays. You see the way he throws. You see the way he processes. They're not trading out of that pick. They would be fucking insane if the Raiders traded out of that pick, but they're not going to. So we've already dumped Dexter Lawrence. So I'm going to put $29 million. Dex gone. There's another player that a lot of people have talked about moving on from. Now, again, we're looking at this from the perspective of, can we live without these players and can we replace these players? And the next player I always drop down to is Bobby Okereke. Bobby Okereke has a $14 million. Excuse me, what does Bobby got? Bobby's got a $14 million cap number with a post June 1st of $5 million in dead cap space. So that would give us $9 million in savings, almost $10 million in savings if we kept Bobby Okereke. Now, Bobby Okereke to me has suffered from what I like to refer to as the Blake Martinez season 2 slump. Blake Martinez had that huge season and didn't do much. It's not that he didn't do much. He's had the injuries. But Bobby Okereke is not the same player that he was when he first got here. And I've said this before about him. Is he really good or is he just a good player on a bad team? Because he has never been on a good team, Bobby Okereke. But he gets you the tackles. I think with the right defensive line in front of him who actually have the ability to slow down the run, I think Bobby Okereke still at this point in time is an asset. I think Bobby Okereke, the fact that you don't have any quality linebackers or even what I like to refer to as an NFL linebacker on this team outside of Bobby Okereke. So I can't get rid of him. I literally cannot. You look at that $10 million savings, because if you get rid of him and you keep him, you're looking at it like, okay, well, Bobby, if I get rid of I'm at $39 million in cap space. I can't do it. I don't want to restructure Bobby Okereke's contract either, because of the fact that I don't want to push money out into 2027, because I need to save my cap space. I need to draft smart, augment through free agency, and save cap space. Boy, that sounds familiar. Joe Shane. Oh, Joe Shane said he was going to do that. That didn't work out too well. But I have to keep Bobby Okereke. Unless I'm going to get some star quality linebacker in the draft, there's no way in hell I can get rid of him. Let me think here. I think the tackle from Miami's going to Arizona. I'm not sure yet. We are stuck at 5, maybe trade down, keeping Dex for another year. But the Dex number makes no sense. He is not playing like a guy that should be making $28-30 million. Not even close. The big season where he had all the sacks, everyone goes gaga about. If you take a look at the way he played that year and you look at where he was lined up positionally, most of those sacks came from the defensive edge position, not tackle. So I'm not going to have my 300-pound guard tackle not stop clogging the middle of the run. And let's be honest, the Giants haven't been able to clog the middle of the run for years. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to trade Dex. I'm going to get some assets. Let's say we're going to trade Dex, and let's say we get a 2 and a 5. All right, 2 and 5. So we traded Dex. We're at $29 million. We got a 2 and a 5. We kept Bobby Okereke because it just makes sense to keep Bobby Okereke because we have no other additional linebackers. Then we go down the list. Everyone wants to move on from Darius Slayton. And listen, guys, I would love to move on from Darius Slayton. I would love to sit there and tell you we need to get rid of Darius Slayton. We need to pack his ass up. But you all have to thank Joe Schoen. Thanks, Joe Schoen, for the contract that he gave him. The ability to move on. You move on from Darius Slayton. You got a $16 million dead cap number, 15.7. He's got a $16 million cap hit, but he's got a $15.7 million dead cap number. So if you move on from this guy, all you're doing is creating another hole in your receiving core, and you're sitting here looking at it going, okay, well that's not going to work. And yes, I understand that if you do if you do a trade pre-June 1st, your dead cap number is going to be only $6 million. So you're going to save $9 million. But you got to remember, guys, once we start moving things off the roster, who are you bringing in to replace Darius Slayton? And if you take a look at it, you're replacing him with a $9 million salary. Who are you going to get to replace Darius Slayton's production at $9 million? You got to keep Darius Slayton one more year. I know it sucks to say, and he's the captain of the drops, but you got to keep Darius Slayton one more year. Because this is not, you are not going to fix this entire team in one draft. And I think that's what the problem is with a lot of people. Trade Slayton to the 49ers. Why do the 49ers want Darius Slayton? All the reasons everyone wants to get rid of him, why would another team then want him? Think about that for a minute. If you're getting rid of a guy, why would another team want him? Skyline, good morning. Slider's in his house. This philosopher says, good morning, Tim. Definitely saw Dexter Lawrence quitting on a lot of plays last season. Dexter Lawrence is a guy that has quit on plays. You're right. You are 100% right. I've seen it last year too. Bobby Okereke, too. I mean, for all the shit 2 years ago we gave Deontay Banks, there was plenty of plays that Bobby Okereke kind of quit on. So we got to look at it that way. Next, we got to look at is the offense. I'm going to go to the offensive line, and we're going to look at Big John Runyon. Listen, John Runyon is not his father. Not even close. Good enough to play the position in the NFL, yes, but there's a lot of players that have John Runyon talent that are not going to command, $11 million, $12 million. Now, his dead cap, if we take a look at John Runyon, I can find someone at John Runyon's salary to replace him. He's got an $11 million cap. He's got $11 million cap number. If I get rid of John Runyon, I'm saving $8 million. And I can find someone at $6-7 million that's John Runyon ability-esque that can do the same things John Runyon can do. Like I said, he got moved when he was in Green Bay. We talked about this. I talked to people that worked in Green Bay, and they said the same thing about John Runyon. Not very athletic. Don't pull him as a guard because he has a tendency to trip over his own feet, and they were not going to bring him back if he asked anywhere near $10 million. And the third rounder that they got to replace him, well, that guy went on to be a Pro Bowler. So we're going to move on from John Runyon because I could use that $8 million slot or even $5 million slot to find someone else. So between keeping Darius Slayton and John Runyon and Bobby Okereke, like I said, getting rid of just Dex and Runyon, we've already hit $37 million. We're at $37 million in available cap space. Let's see. Your Skyline says, I think we could get a two-cover linebacker and a defensive tackle. Probably in the draft you're talking about. You know what's funny? When we went and got Bobby Okereke, I said this right off the bat. We overpaid him by like $5 million. We overpaid an off-the-ball linebacker because he was the best one we perceived on the market by $5 million. And you look at the two guys that went to Chicago and how much less they paid him and how more productive they have been than Bobby Okereke. Let's see here. Joe said, but the point is this. Functionally, we got to get rid of him. Because we can't get rid of him because we got no one to replace him. The Giants clear plenty of functional cap space through cuts, trades, and restructures upward of $60 million as possible. Yes, Joe. Yes, and that's what we're talking about. But you got to remember this. When you restructure, where does that money go? You can only provide so much in bonus. Then the other portions need to be pushed into what? Other seasons, which is then guaranteed money in 2027, 2028, which then what does it do? It affects your cap space. This is why we were always in fucking trouble with Kevin Abrams. This is the issue. Vinny says, I think Bobby O would be better with the right coordinator. McFadden. Okay, you want to bring back McFadden. Here we go. Let's talk about McFadden for a second. McFadden still has almost a 13.7% missed tackle percentage. He is a guy that is a liability in coverage against the tight end. He is a guy that size-wise has an issue flowing to the ball with larger players. These are all problems with McFadden. He's a tough, hard-nosed kid. He should be a third or a fourth linebacker on a good team, but you're going to expect McFadden to come in and play off an injury and play at a Pro Bowl level because you're going to have to pay him. And more likely, you're going to have to overpay him. So you're telling me that you can't find a McFadden type player, either in draft or free agency, for less than what you want to bring him back for. This is where John Harbaugh is going to get some flack, because there are going to be a lot of players that hit the like button that people are going to look at and say, well, that's my favorite player. That's this. But football perspective tells me you take all that out. You throw all that away, because I need players that fit the system. I need players that if I'm paying them X can do X. And I'm telling you, McFadden, nice kid, luxury to have on a good team. But are you going to tell me he is a top 20 starting linebacker in this league? Because that's probably, if you go, he's going to be a free agent. That's probably what you're going to have to look at. And the answer is no. If we're being honest and realistic, the answer is Zen from the future said we should try and keep him to increase his trade value. Here's the problem with Dexter. I'm assuming you mean Dexter Lawrence. We should have traded Dexter Lawrence 11 months ago. I did a video 10 months ago now saying we need to trade Dexter Lawrence because his trade value was at its highest. You probably could have got like a 1 and 6 like 11 months ago for Dexter Lawrence. You're not going to get there for him now. He's already going to be on the wrong side of 30. He's heading towards 31. He had one of his worst seasons of his career. He has never been a solid run stuffer. And it hasn't been that way since Dalvin Tomlinson left. He wasn't even a good run stuffer when King of
the almost sacked.
Just had to play that. How crazy is it that Leonard Williams? What's going on with Leonard? Well, how crazy right now with Julian Love and Leonard Williams? Can someone explain that one to me? What's going on in Seattle? Can someone explain that to me? Because it's only two guys that we had. You know what? We're not going to get into it because this is a new regime. But Dexter Lawrence right now, you're going to get maybe a 3 and a 5? Maybe you make it a conditional 3 up to a 2? No one's going to pay a guy that's already over 30 with a $30 million cap number, and you're probably going to have to extend him. It's not going to happen. More hot pockets. Oh, we got it. Yes, I want my Uncrustable. Mrs. Online Big Blue, Uncrustable, please. I am typing right now. She is texting. I'm typing Uncrustable, please. We are getting the Uncrustable.
Ma'am? Yes, hon. More Hot Pockets. Right away, hon.
We are getting the Hot Pockets right now. The Crustables are coming out. Can we look at free agent linebackers? No, we can't. Ask me why. Because season's not over yet. I can give you an idea of who are the linebackers in regards to unrestricted free agents, but even that we can't look at yet. But we'll do that a little bit later. Davey says Harbaugh is from Andy Reid tree, who comes with Mike Holmgren tree, who comes from the Bill Walsh tree, who comes from the Paul Brown tree. West Coast offense, here we come. Oh, I do think we're going to run a West Coast offense. I do think we're going to run a West Coast offense right now. At least the king of almost sack was better stopping the run. He was, but he wasn't. 2022, when he went out and DJ Davidson came in, the Giants' run defense actually improved by almost a full yard in regards to stopping the run. James Williams says, how about 90% of these guys? And we're waiting until we can get rid of them. Okay, but let's continue to get rid of a couple guys. Let's continue this purge, because I've already got us up to 30 million. We still kept Slayton and Okereke because we need to. You know what? The other thing that's stuck, you can't even get rid of Chauncey Golston. He's got a $5 million guaranteed contract, but an $8 million dead cap number. So we lose $3 million. Kayvon Thibodeau, you know what? Kayvon Thibodeau is still the guy that you want to get rid of. But here's the problem with moving on from Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau's got a guaranteed contract, so you would have to do a trade with Kayvon Thibodeau. And if we trade Kayvon Thibodeau right now with that guaranteed contract, we could save $14 million trading Kayvon Thibodeau. We literally could save that money. And I'm going to say it right now. The Hot Pocket's almost here, guys. We're getting the Hot Pocket. Here it is. Oh, no, the Uncrustable. I thought there was going to be more of a presentation because I thought, this was me. But I guess it's better when you have it in the bag. I am a man of my word. Here we go. We have an Uncrustable. I am a man of my word. My love, do we have a bucket just in case I vomit? I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you're man enough, here we go, guys. If you are man enough, then we're going to get back to trading Kayvon Thibodeau in a minute. I put the link in the chat. Go to the link. If you have an Uncrustable, I'm going to send, and you eat it with me.
That's what she said.
I'm going to send you a New York Giants replica Super Bowl ring. Bro, deep fry that Uncrustable. Hell no. Here we go, guys. We have the Uncrustable. We have the peanut butter and grape jelly sandwich. It's made by Smuckers. I'm already gagging just looking at this thing. Okay, come on. Who's man? Who's man enough to jump on? Slider, do you have your Uncrustable?
Yeah, I do.
Where's your Uncrustable? Didn't I already send you a ring? What Uncrustable do you have?
Hazelnut.
Well, that would kill Mrs. Online Big Blue. All right, who else?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that's going to be Uncrustabling us? Sliders manned up. I got a bunch of people that DM me. He's like, I'm going to join the Uncrustable factory. Well, I don't know, man. This looks good. James, where are you at, James Williams? I know, James. I'm going to open my great sponsorship. No, Uncrustable is not a sponsor. I'm going to open mine up.
No.
I'm going to open this up because I want to get back to what you call it. I want to get back to getting rid of Kayvon Thibodeau. So should we trade Kayvon Thibodeau? We save $14.5 million.
I'm open for that. Any
You're
way
open
to free up some money.
And we are,
Yeah.
we still have, and don't forget Chauncey Golston. We can't get rid of because of the fact that he's got a $5 million cap number, but an $8 million dead cap number. So we can't move on. James, where are you at? I love it. James says hazelnut. These guys are about to eat Trader Joe's PB&J. Is that what this is? I have eaten enough of those on the forklift. All right. I'm not going to wait any longer because I'm not looking forward to this. Here is an Uncrustable. This is a peanut butter and jelly. Do I break it in half? Do you break
You
it in
can, or
half?
you just eat it straight up.
Or do you, because if you break it in half, won't it not fall? Would it fall apart? If I
Nope.
break it in half? I don't want to break it in half. Okay. I do it. Shut up, James. Shut up, James. All right. Here's the Uncrustable. Very excited about this. Okay, we ready? On 3.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait a minute. 0 from the future. Do you have an Uncrustable? Do you have an Uncrustable?
Yes, I do.
All right. Which one do you have?
I got the strawberry one.
Oh, strawberry. So we have hazelnut, we have strawberry, we have peanut butter and jelly. And of course, since you came on, you're going to eat an Uncrustable. Email me at timidonlineBigBlue.com and we will send you a 2007 Eli Manning replica ring. It's nicer. It comes in a little box and everything. So we will make sure you email that so we can get your ring out this week. Okay. Is everyone, are we ready? Wait.
Yep.
We got to make sure. Okay. Just do it. I don't want to do this. What's it? I'm assuming you guys, have you eaten Uncrustables before?
Yes, I have, and they're pretty terrible.
Well, that's not a fucking ringing endorsement that they're pretty terrible. You could have said some shit like, you know what, actually, they're not as bad as they look. They don't smell they smell like they're fucking processed. But they're made by Smuckers, and they make the jelly. I like Smuckers.
Yeah, but you're better off just making a sandwich, honestly.
Oh, no shit.
You're better off making your own Uncrustable.
Okay, peanut butter and grape sandwich. All right, here we go, guys. On 3, 2, 1. Everyone, Uncrustable.
Go.
I was waiting to see everybody eat first. All right, I'm going. You can't be spitting it out already. All right, here we go.
Not bad, actually.
Did you ever get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of a vending machine in New York?
Nope.
Okay, well, we're not fucking eating that. Shane, you should just be fired for eating that shit.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God. It's not good, LeVar. It's not good at all. Yeah, I'm gonna take one last bite to show that I'm a man of my word.
I've only ever had the grape. I think the grape is probably the worst flavor.
Oh, well, why? Well, why wouldn't you tell me that ahead of time before I went out? I got out the fucking worst one. And there's 3 more of these in the freezer. I don't even think the kids will like these. Okay, last bite. Okay. Well, we're gonna put this back in the little baggie. And we are going to never eat that again. That was so good. I am full. No, it does not. My wife just texted, does it taste like peanut butter and jelly? No, it doesn't. It tastes like one of those sandwiches. If anyone remembers in the 90s and early 2000s in New York, the vending machines, it tastes like one of those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that had been sitting there. We're going to just leave that there. That had been sitting in there. That's, oh my God. I got nothing to eat. All right. Well, that was good. Okay, we're never doing that again. Did you guys finish your Uncrustables?
Nope.
Why not, man? What about? Oh my God, that was bad. That was bad. But getting back to the Giants, as I have people online, what do you think about? I mentioned here just a minute ago, not getting rid of, just moving on from Dexter Lawrence. Don't disrespect the grindy sandwich vending machines. James knows what I'm talking about. But what do you think about moving on from Dexter Lawrence? You're gonna save cash. You're gonna save capital. You could probably maybe get a 2 and a 5. You probably could have got a lot more beforehand if we would have moved on from him. That was so fucking gross. I'm gonna drink cold coffee. You probably could have moved on from him. The cold coffee and Uncrustable, no. If you would have moved off from him 9 months ago, you probably could have got a first rounder. But my question is this to both you guys. He's not going to be the Dexter Lawrence people remember at 32, 33 when the Giants are good. So do we contractually hold on to him when we can save salary cap and potentially bring in a cheaper replacement and in turn still have cap space left over to maybe move on for go to someone else?
Well,
I'll let anyone go first.
Other Giants that, but his play after the first year with Dable, where he had like 8 sacks, started to fall off. And well, his second year was not bad, but he got hurt and missed the whole season. But it was slowly declining. Like we saw it, but yeah, I'm open for it. I don't know what we get, but we got to get some assets, though. Yeah, I'm open for it.
Mr. From the future, because you could see the future. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing with Sexy Dexy? What should we do with Sexy Dexy?
Yeah, I typed in the chat earlier, just seeing if it would be a smarter move to see if, John bringing this coaching staff, maybe we can try to develop him to, just a shadow of what he used to be and maybe get more assets for him. So, I mean, that would be an option because us getting too many assets for him in return. I mean, of course, we would save some money in the cap space, but I'm being hopeful with this new regime and hopefully we can coach him up a little bit better so that we could get more for him in the future after this year.
Now, if you do a post June 1st trade, you're saving $20 million in cap space. You literally are going to save $20 million in cap space. Moving on from Dexter Lawrence. I mean, that's a big number.
That is.
That is.
I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, his cap number is 26, almost 27 million. You do a post June 1st trade, the dead cap number is only 6.7 million. I
see. Yeah, so that's probably that would be better than being hopeful for trying to get something more for him. So yeah, I would say we should definitely trade him if somebody's willing to take him.
Yeah, and that's I think someone will be willing to take him, but that's my question. Does John Harbaugh want to take a risk and try to make sure that his play does not deteriorate anymore? Or do we want to take a risk that he could have another injury that would, like I said, he said that the elbow injury didn't bother him. And I said it before, you can't say the elbow injury doesn't bother you, then all of a sudden come back at the end of the season and say, oh, my elbow hurt. Well, no, you can't say that. You can't do that. So it just, but like I said, it's a guy that he played in 17 games this year. He had 31 tackles. He only had 14 solo tackles and 17 assists. And we've all said it before. If you have more assists and solo tackles, you're not leading the point of attack. You are coming in after the play has been stopped. And that's kind of what I worry about, bringing him back in. And when I know I can get assets and $20 million.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty significant number. I think we're definitely better off trading him and getting what we can for him, for sure.
Now, what about the other player I said to keep? And this is what I'm curious about. The other player I said to keep was Bobby Okereke. Now, the Bobby Okereke thing to me is the fact that in some ways you're keeping him out of necessity because of the fact that McFadden's not under contract. He's coming back off an injury. While I don't know if Bobby Okereke is, like we said it before, if he is a good player on a bad team or if he would be a bad player on a good team. I don't know because he's always been on bad teams. But it is a guy that does have an issue flowing to the ball at times. He gets lost in traffic. He did seem disinterested a few times over the last couple of years, but he's still the best starting linebacker that we have. And you know, that's not really, you know, that's not saying a lot. But like I said, he is the best player that we have. And if you take a look at the way his contract is structured, yeah, it's a $14 million, but we're only going to save like $5 million if we cut him, and then we have to find a guy to replace him. Because everyone always forgets. Yeah, everyone wants to get rid of everyone to have $100 million in cap space. But if you have a 53-man roster, you get rid of 20-something players. You have to find 20-something players plus 10 to go on the practice squad. So while Bobby Okereke is a $14 million cap hit, you save only about $9 million in salary space getting rid of him. So the question is going to be, can you find someone to replace him at $9 million?
Yeah, I doubt it.
See, when you talk to people and it's math, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think we should definitely keep Okereke. He was definitely one of my favorite players a couple of years ago. So, you know, similar to the Dexter Lawrence situation, I'm sure if we bring in some better coaches, he'll be back to his like original form.
Now, everyone also has to remember you're not getting rid of Darius Slayton. We talked about that. Darius Slayton's contract, you're going to have a $15 million dead cap number against a $9 million salary if you get rid of Darius Slayton. If you do a post-June 1st cut, you only save $3 million. You have a $12 million dead cap number. I mean, even if you do a trade for him, yeah, you're going to save about $9 million, but you're also going to have to find a wide receiver, you know, at a $9 million, that's going to have to replace his production at a $9 million salary. And the question already is, you know, you have Malik Neighbors coming off an injury. You hope he's going to be 100% and go, you know, and have no issues or problems whatsoever. But what are you going to look at, Isaiah Hodgkins, and say, okay, well, he's going to be my other starter? You're going to, you know, I understand you want to get someone in the draft, but there's only so many the Giants only have so many draft picks.
Yeah, well, we have 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I see people saying draft a wide receiver. Now, Vinny G says it best. What about Wandale? And I'm Mr. The Future is here, and he's going to see. He is from the future. He's going to see into and tell us, do you bring Wandale Robinson back?
Yeah, that's
3 games. 3 games.
That's a difficult question.
I'm sorry. 3 games. In 3 games, he had 400 yards. In 3 games. In the other 14, he had 600. So he averaged 48.9 yards per game in 14 games. And he had 3 games where he totaled 400 yards in total. So almost more than a third of his production came in 3 games out of 17. And the other times he only averaged 48 yards a game. Is he worth?
He's not on contract after the season, right?
No, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent. Is he worth bringing back for 45-50 million over 3?
No, I don't see it.
See? No, Mr. Lester, not Wandale. Yeah, we're getting rid of Wandale, man. There's no I could find a guy that's 5'8" and has no yak, probably at any junior college. It's not like we're getting rid of, and people are like, well, he had over 1,000 yards. You know, Tim, how could you say that? The other year he had the most quietest 90 reception season that I've ever seen in history of the NFL, and he had 92 receptions this year for 111 yards. For 11 yards on the yak. For the cat. Yards per catch. He was at 11 yards. But if you look at his actual production, it's 55, 42, 142. 26. 14, 30, 84, 48, 46, 62, 36, 156 yards, 34, 54, 19, 113. I see a lot of low 20s and teens in this game where this guy is supposed to be, you know, getting $45-50 million a year over 3.
And what game did Neighbors get injured? Was that like week 7?
What that was the Charger game. I think it was around week 7. I don't remember. Last year doesn't count. I don't even think about last year anymore.
Oh, okay.
Last year is last year. I'm not even going to deal with last year anymore. But yeah, so in other words, he was the report. You know what? I can tell you exactly what game it was. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah, look at that. Good call. I think it was earlier in the season. It was game 4.
Game 4. Okay.
Now, listen, you know what's funny? You bring that up. This was a great point. We're going to look at his games after the Chargers game, Wandale Robinson, because he is then the quasi replacement, or it should have been more of a factor, correct? Because Malik Neighbors was out. Right. So games directly after Malik Neighbors got hurt for Wandale Robinson, which is New Orleans games, he had 30 yards. Eagles, he had 84. Denver, 95. Philly, 48. San Francisco, 46. Chicago, 62. Green Bay, 36. And then he had that big game, 156 in Detroit. Then he had 54 in New England, 34 in New England, 54 against Washington, and 19 against Minnesota. And then he had the 113 yards. So to your point, he went out and his production didn't go up.
Yeah. So yeah, we're not bringing him back.
It's the philosopher, also known as the Dark Lord. We're not Dark Lord. We're not coming to the dark side. I'm just
it's early in the morning on the West Coast. Well, early for a Saturday. So
I was like Sliders on the West Coast. He was here.
I don't know what to say to that, but he's not me.
he is not you. Did you have an Uncrustable?
Oh my God, man! You guys made my stomach turn.
Evidently, he didn't see in the future far enough to tell me that the strawberries were better.
Oh God, the strawberry look worse.
I don't know, man. I am never eating an Uncrustable. I am gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait till after the blizzard of 2026, just in case I need to eat the Uncrustable. You know what? I wouldn't even do that. I would actually eat human remains before I would eat another one of those fucking sandwiches. You know, you had those soccer team, that guy in the soccer team on the plane that crashed in the mountain that they had to eat everybody. They probably had an Uncrustables and were like, no, I'd rather just eat a femur. That's what I'm going to do. James Williams. James?
Huh?
I love you, brother. How the fuck did you eat those things on a forklift?
Because when you're unloading 5 trucks by yourself, you need fuel. You're not thinking about the taste.
Well, you are 100% right. there was no taste. I've never eaten one of those again. I'm going to save them from when you come and visit, and I'm going to give them to you so you can take them home with you.
I actually have traumatic memories linked to Uncrustables.
What is a traumatic Uncrustable memory? I have to know this now.
So when you go to school and you live in a bad neighborhood and then your parents can't watch you because they got to work, so they take you to this after school program type thing where it's all these other kids and a lot of them are bad, and then they feed you crappy food.
It's called the community center. Stop that.
Hey, yo, James, ours was so ghettoed. It wasn't even a community center. They took this empty building. It was like an industrial building, and they just were like, put the kids in there.
Stone, we all had community centers like that.
Yeah, that's called prison.
I'll say this though, you had Uncrustables at your community. I didn't have Uncrustables. I had the long wheat bread, long loaf of bread. I had the cheap peanut butter that come out, and I had the cheap jelly. And the nice lady, she would just be there. Here.
Big Bertha.
It's better than an Uncrustable. That's all I'm gonna see right now. In Trenton, we call it the rec center, and right here, the rec center is where we called it here. See, it's at the TV. Oh my goodness, James Wandale Robinson, 3 years, 40 years, 50 million. You keeping him or dumping him?
You guys are really talking about Wandale? Okay, let me put my Wandale hat on. Papa Smurf. Damn, Papa Smurf. I'm going to be honest, man. I gave him a good name. I've supported him, but we could probably find another Papa Smurf in the draft.
Were you really supporting him by calling him Papa Smurf?
Yes, Papa Smurf. He was the leader of the Smurfs.
Yes, he is. He is the leader of the Smurfs, but
He's the leader of Smurf. He's the only one that wore a different color.
now everyone's gonna, like I said, everyone's gonna look at this, and everyone's saying they're saying contract value that they're seeing between $8 to $12 million, for next year. I can't see.
Oh.
I can't see paying a guy that had more than a third of his yards in 3 games. I don't see it. I can't. I don't know. I can't do it.
Listen, man. I said it in the chat. I'll say it again. A lot of the guys here, we've grown to love out of
necessity.
No other option. Out of no other option. Yeah, necessity. No other option. A lot of these guys, you guys being here defending, not you guys here, to some of you in the chat, some of the fans, a lot of these guys, you guys be defending. It's just because you couldn't get another girl to dance with you. And I get it. You're being loyal. You're doing the honorable thing. But cut that crap out, man. It's over. Bobby Okereke is an oversized safety who's slow. We could get a real linebacker in here.
But actually, we looked at his numbers, the savings, because you got to remember, when you get rid of someone, you got to look at the total savings. The savings to bring in another player would be so much less than what Bobby Okereke is making now, and the production would probably be less when you commiserate it with the salary that we would have to give that other player. So, and technically, for one more year, you're better off keeping Bobby Okereke.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, when I say get rid of, like, some people play video games too much, where they're like, we want to get rid of all. I'm not talking about this season. I just mean, like, Harbaugh just got in here. He's looking around the office, getting rid of all these paperweights and all these Kevin Abrams who've been sitting here, all these photocopy boys. Why are you here? I make photocopies. I don't need you for that. Get out of here. You're done. So he's going to do the same thing with the players. Give them a year, and most of these guys will be gone in a year. Then we could start building the real team.
Evidently, LeVar says, I'm about to blow a gasket, the whole Wandale Robinson thing. I feel like rage bait, and I love it. He goes, James, he was like, he goes, see, Tim, you're doing it now. James is rage baiting. Well, LeVar, come on. Tell James oh my God, he went to the future. Oh, there he is. He's back. Hey, listen, brother, man, I love having you on. I love knowing. Tell us, where are you calling him from?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm actually not too far from you. I'm in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area.
Oh, okay. Like I said, my family is from Wilkes-Barre. And now
is it
now that's the question though. Is it Wilkes-Barre, Wilkes-Barre, or Wilkes-Barre?
I say Wilkes-Barre, but I'm not from here.
Oh, okay. There's always that debate. That is debate in there in that area. We actually have another gentleman, the local weatherman, who's always on this show, does the weather in Scranton. So Mr.
Snedeker?
I've been talking to Anthony, the weatherman, all for the last 2 days, getting the
shout out to weatherman.
Shout out to Anthony, who came down into the coaches club and hung out with us. So that was fun. LeVar, I put the link in the chat if you want to come on and talk to James about the Wandale Robinson philosopher.
Wandale, we got to talk about Wandale. Put my hat on.
We're not done with the Wandale. I got to talk to the philosopher about the Wandale. You bringing him back?
Man, we already gave his money to Slayton. You can't bring him back. You already gave his money to Slayton.
You gave Slayton, no, not really, because you gave Slayton that money. It will now be 2 years ago.
But you can't. You said we can't get rid of Slayton right now, right?
No, you can't get rid of Slayton until 20. You could trade him. You can't cut him because then you're on the hook for 14. But you can trade him, and I think you still have like a $7-8 million savings if you do it post June 1st. But then
what
again,
would you get?
You have to find that. What can you get? And then you got to find a wide receiver for under $6 million to come in and give you the same drops that Slayton does.
Right. Yeah, I like Wandale somewhat as far as like this year. I think this year he actually had a pretty good year, But all things considered,
because he had no choice. There was nobody else.
There's nobody else to throw to.
But
there's nobody else catching the ball.
That's the funny thing, James. We thought the same thing. But if you take a look at it, Wandale's production after the Charger game, He had 30 yards, 84, 48, 46, 62, 36, and then he had that 156 against Detroit in overtime. And then he went 34, 54, 19, and then he had 113 in his last game against the Raiders.
Well, that doesn't count. We don't count the Raider game.
The Raiders don't count.
Yeah, but I wouldn't get him, man. Repicking, I wouldn't pick him back up, man. I'm good.
You're good with that?
Yeah, you got to let him go. Oh, and by the way, on the defensive tackle, so my only issue with Dexter Lawrence and just trading him is like we have no other talent at defensive tackle right now. Like it's one of the worst positions I think on the team.
Well, how's that possible? We had Andre Patterson here for years, and he had Daniil Hunter and Dexter Lawrence. I mean, all right, here we go. It's the grudge match. It's the hat against I don't know what James is wearing. It's Mr. LeVar coming in strong. Here you go. Here is James Williams, the Rage Bait James, and Wandale Robinson. I'm just gonna sit here and think about that Uncrustable.
Yeah. Okay. We gotta leave Wandale alone. Oh my goodness, my headspace was everywhere. I told you I was feeling rage bait. Like when it come to Darius Slayton, I don't want to see Wandale nowhere else but the slot. I don't want to see him nowhere else but the slot. Sorry. Darius Slayton, I wish we didn't give him that money. I wish it would have been allocated to like Isaiah Hodgins, somebody I feel who could step in and be way more productive and reliable than Slayton.
Well, you got to remember, we took Isaiah off the practice squad from Pittsburgh. So it's not even like you got to pay Isaiah because he was a practice squad player.
He should have never left. Like, this guy Slayton has hands for feet in the end zone. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah. But Wandale isn't this guy. So you want to pay this guy X amount to be in the debate James, not me. You want to pay this guy X amount to be in the slot.
When it comes to Wandale, the numbers are the numbers. I can't debate that. But what I watch when I'm watching the game, it's not like he's a problem receiver. If anything, you probably got to scheme him open better, or the line has to give him more time. But at 5'8", he's good on like crosses, whether it's deep, middle. He can get downfield and be open. Like, the guy is workable. Like, and if not him, who else? Gunnar Olszewski. Like, he got in and even made some noise. Like, I don't think.
I'm gonna give you some names. Some of these names are, and I want you to tell me if Wandale Robinson is better or worse than these players. Now, some of these players are not in the NFL anymore, and some of these may not have played exclusively in the slot, but for periods of times they did play in the slot. Is Wandale Robinson better than Wes Welker?
No.
Is Wandale Robinson better than Larry Fitzgerald? Is Wandale Robinson better than Julian Edelman?
No.
Is he better than Cooper Kupp?
You see, this isn't right.
But wait, is he better? Is he better than Cooper Kupp?
Recently, I'd take him over Cooper Kupp.
Okay, is he better than Tyreek Hill?
It depends on who throwing to him. Recently, I would take him over him.
What brings you to my next point?
No, I'm telling you, Robinson is tough.
Is he better than what's his name? St. Brown over when
No.
Okay. Was he better than Steve Smith Senior?
No.
Okay. Was he better?
This is going all wrong.
This guy brought up Larry Fitzgerald. Whoa, we got to lower that bar.
People forget, though, Larry Fitzgerald spent a lot of his time in Arizona in the slot. I'm going to give you one last name, and you got to tell me if he's better than or worse than this player, because this player is predominantly known for being an outside wide receiver, but towards the latter half of his career and some of it in his prime, he played in the slot. Is he better than Jerry Rice?
I didn't even watch a lot of Jerry Rice footage.
You don't even need to watch Jerry Rice.
I know he's considered as one of the tops, but no, he's not that. What I'm saying is the guy is serviceable. He's productive. He's not a problem on the field. Like, we can work with him.
You know what's also serviceable and uncrustable? That don't mean we got to eat it all the time.
Let me tell you something about Uncrustables. I won't stand for the slander either, because those came in as a kid. Like, what? When my cousins and everybody else is eating ramen noodles, hooking it up, I'm happy with my Uncrustable. Give me two of them.
Which is your favorite Uncrustable?
I can't choose. I'm telling you, I was extra excited for strawberry or grape. I didn't care.
Okay, strawberry, because Mr. Into the Future, he liked the strawberry. I had the grape, and I'm never eating that again.
Which one is Into the Future? Which one is it?
The gentleman up top.
Into the Future, where you at? Tell these guys about Wandale Robinson. You watch them jump on me and stuff. Like,
all signs are leading to no.
To
James's point, if you remove the personal feelings, like X is my favorite player. When you remove it and you start looking at it, you're like, okay, can I really pay him $14-15 million a year and have him only produce in 3 out of 17 games?
No, I'm not saying pay him that much.
Well, that's what he's going to want.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's gonna want top money, as he should, because he's a player. You want to maximize your time in the NFL. It's not for long. But
that makes sense.
You know what's crazy?
They're after him.
After him?
Yeah, who replaces Wandale?
We bring back
a bag of chips.
We bring back Darius Slayton.
A bag of chips.
You know what? I harass
Kadarius
Toney on social media. I harass him on social. I call him ugly. I Joan on him every chance I get. Like, I harass that guy on social media. He's blocked me a couple times.
Oh my god! But okay, so what is your final thought on Wandale?
If it's a
he's workable.
Deal,
he's working.
Yeah, if it's a team friendly,
what would be considered a team friendly deal?
I would say about around 6 to 8.
Who thinks Wandale would take 6 to 8? Raise your hand. Who thinks that strawberry Uncrustables are better than grape? I'm gonna say yeah. I never even had strawberry. I'm just gonna say yeah anyway. Because I've
only had the grape.
Because I'm never doing that again. Where'd you go, man?
I had to maneuver around.
Oh, you gotta maneuver around. That's okay.
Let me just put this in quick perspective. If my boy Slayton actually caught the ball, Wandale wouldn't even have had all those catches he had last year. That's the crazy thing. He went to Wandale because he realized, Slayton sucks. I have no choice but to go to Papa Smurf. If Slayton this year coming up, I'm telling you, I already know what's going to happen with this fan base. Slayton's going to remember how to catch. He's going to look better than he did last year because you can hardly look worse. And people are going to be like, well, you know what? He's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's like liver's not that bad when you fry it.
Well,
it's like, okay.
In all fairness, James, we all know about that. In all fairness, Robinson is going to says he's going to sign with the Eagles or the 49ers. Everyone also needs to remember that Wandale Robinson is an unrestricted free agent. I mean, we're not going to tag him. Does anyone think we're going to tag him?
You test those waters, young man.
No.
Hey, you do what you got. Got to give a big shout out to Funky Town. Of course, we all know that's Big Don. Get for those 5 online Big Blue memberships. Make sure you thank Big Don for getting your free online Big Blue memberships. You get all your videos early. You get all your fun stuff. And now that we're going to be back an entire year, if I don't die from eating that fucking Uncrustable, we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff now with the OG membership club. So, and then we're gonna do an OG membership club only day at Giant Stadium. It's not MetLife, it is Giant Stadium, where we're going to take at least 2 to 3 OG members to the Coaches Club again. Maybe do a suite again. I don't know, but we'll figure something out special and something fun to do for the people that are part of the OG Club. So, the other question, James, you brought it up, Darius Slayton. You can't cut him.
No, like he's not going nowhere.
You can trade him post June 1st and still save about $7 million. But who are you going to bring back in? And I love everyone because I saw this post on Twitter. Like, we could clear over $110 million in cap space. We just got to get rid of 23 players.
You guys play Madden too much, man. It's too much.
The guy is sitting there literally going, where's salary cap reset? It doesn't work that way. For every guy you cut and move on from, you got to bring someone back to replace them.
You got to balance the books, guys.
But to LeVar's point, though, if you don't bring back Wandale, and you have Neighbors coming off injury, I'm gonna start with the philosopher. Can you really count on Darius? Now, listen, when Darius Slayton got paid, I was the first one to bitch about it because I said, does anyone not remember the Tampa game from 3 years ago? Does anyone not remember all the big drops he's had?
Disgraceful.
Disgraceful is a good way to put it. But philosopher, can you really sit there and tell me that you are going to rely on Darius Slayton to be the wide receiver 2 opposite of Malik Neighbors?
I don't even know if I rely on him to be a wide receiver 3. Bro's got stone hands.
I think
and on top of that, the coldest thing is we paid him all that money, right? This is what I'm saying with Wandale. We paid him that money. He's never even been a 1,000-yard receiver. Wandale was a 1,000-yard receiver this year. That's why he's going to probably try and get more money.
Talk to him.
Slayton was paid.
Listen, Wandale had the weak. Watch this with LeVar. Wandale had the weakest 1,000 yards I've ever seen.
I'm about to knock something down.
Yeah, he's had. You know what? My problem with Wandale is not only that
knock something down.
Papa Smurf is taller than Wandale. You put Wandale 20 yards down the field, you literally can't see him.
Who was our next leading receiver, Tim, after Wandale? That'll tell you all you need to know.
Theo Johnson.
Yeah, and how many yards he had? 400.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me go. Giants.
That'll tell you everything you need to know.
It should have been Daniel Bellinger, but for some reason, there's some type of hate going on for my boy, and I don't know what's up.
There's no hate for a guy that sucks.
That's what she said.
That's the problem. Let's see.
Somebody help me out, please.
Listen, I had let's see. Slayton had 538. Theo Johnson 526, and then I love it because the next closest after that is Tyrone Tracy with 280.
Jesus.
So Wandale had 1,000, and then the next guy was the bum Stonehands with 500.
Almost 500 less yards.
Come on, man. So if that's not some fake stats right there, come on.
Wow. How many touchdowns did Slayton have?
Slayton had 1.
How many?
That's more than Hyatt.
How many did Olszewski have?
Gunner? Gunner Olszewski. Let's see here. Gunner had.
Well, he threw the one to Jameis.
He had 13 receptions for 145 and 1 touchdown.
What a throwing touchdown. Get Slayton out of here. He can't even throw a touchdown. I'm sick of this guy, man.
Well, you know what? Him and Daniel Bellinger should get on the same boat.
No, see, Danny can at least take it from here to the end zone. He can at least catch it in the end zone, like from about 60 yards. If he drop it, I forgive him. I'm not forgiving Darius Slayton for dropping the ball.
So that's what they call white privilege. If he drops,
no.
Okay, one down. Darius Slayton drops it. That's white privilege. Right? That's something.
You want to know why? Because Daniel Bellinger has proven time and time again, throw it to me down here, I'm going to grab it. He's done it before. So when he drops it, I can turn and look the other way. But when Darius Slayton does it 7 times, and I'm sick of seeing him throw him the ball, I just want to grab something and throw it over here, man.
In 4 years, how many yards do you think in total Daniel Bellinger has?
That is the first though. We can't just after his rookie season.
700.
Where is this guy?
900, James. How many touchdowns do you think he had in 4 years?
Oh, look at that! I just threw that out there. Come on, he doesn't even have 1,000 yards.
No, not even 1,000. He had 4 touchdowns in 4 years, so he averages a touchdown a year.
We gotta stop overvaluating the guys. We gotta stop doing that. It's a new sheriff in town. Harbaugh's here. Some of these guys here, I get it. We like listen.
Valuable than Slayton?
Honestly, yeah, because you got to think about it, bro. Seriously, right? And I'm being serious here. We're moving forward, right? Slayton is already under contract. He's not going anywhere. The most you can hope for, right? The most you can hope for is that he learns how to catch. Wandale Robinson, for all the production he gave us,
You have to learn that Wandale grows.
How long have we been hoping that Slayton will learn how to catch? How long have we been hoping for that?
Well, I'll tell you this much. I'd rather hope that Slayton remembers how to catch over hoping that Wandale grows over the offseason. Because that guy is not a deep threat. But he's not a deep threat. He's not even that great a slot receiver.
I'm pretty sure he's caught more deep passes than Slayton already. And the man is 5'8".
We actually have, hold on, guys. We got breaking news here. We have a clip of John Harbaugh, Coach Harbaugh, talking about what he's going to do to the roster and what his players need to do.
So run, you cur! Run! Tell all the other curs the line's coming! You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
That's John Harbaugh looking at his roster right now, because I don't think a lot of these guys are going to be here. And I think I think a lot of people are going to be upset.
They definitely need to drive multiple wide receivers this year, like multiple. And 2 to 3.
Multiple, that's going to be even off Broadway. Wandale is quite replaceable.
That's a great way. He's quite replaceable. Thank you. There you go.
That I have to agree on, that he's quite replaceable. You know, it's not replaceable hitting the like button, because we still have 146 people watching and we only have 47 likes. That's not unreplaceable. Hit that damn like button.
Yeah.
It's gonna snow, and I'm gonna have to go shovels. I'm gonna. You know what I should ask, Mr. The Future? What's the weather forecast?
So right now I think it's about 6 degrees here, and it's probably gonna snow tomorrow.
You know,
that's the black man forecast. It's cold. It's going to snow tomorrow.
I texted Anthony about the weather, and I said, "What?" I said, "Anthony, what's the weather?" He goes, "It's cold." I texted him back, said, "Motherfucker, I can look out the window and step outside. I don't need to go. I want."
Guys, I got to leave real quick. I got some food on the way.
All right, LeVar, man. I appreciate you coming on as always, brother. You have yourself a good safe day. So, but this is what I'm talking about, and I'm going to start from the top and go around. I'm going to start with Mr. The Future. I'm just going to call you now Mr. The Future because I like that. And tell me if I'm right or wrong, and give me your perspective on this. I think there's going to be a lot of players that we move on from, that people that have known for the last 4 years are not going to be happy about. And I think that some of these people might question. I'm not questioning John Harbaugh for anything, because he's got to build his own team. But do you think there's going to be a little bit of an upheaval when we start moving on from these guys that people have known for the last 4 years, even though they have not been productive?
Probably, but I mean, the Giants fan base, as you know, don't always have the best opinions and thoughts. So that obviously that doesn't really concern me.
That was very nice and political. I would have said, a segment of the Giant face is a bunch of dumbasses that just don't understand sports and football. But thank you for the political answer.
But that's one thing I was thinking while we were talking about Wandale and Slayton, is that, I mean, really the main question is Harbaugh going to want to bring Wandale back? And from what we've seen, he's not afraid to get rid of anyone who he doesn't feel is going to be productive. So
now, some Giant fans say he had a similar player in Steve Smith Sr. his last couple of years, because Steve Smith did have 1,000-yard season in but they are two separate. They are two. I mean, Steve Smith and Wandale Robinson are literally polar opposites in regards to players. I mean, they're like, I would have asked LeVar, would you have taken Steve Smith Sr. or Wandale Robinson? The answer should have been Steve Smith all day, but every day, but just every day. We gotta bring in the snowbird.
Yo,
I thought you weren't working today.
I'm not.
all right. Do you have snow in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, it's snowing out there.
It's snowing in Texas.
Wait. Let me show this real quick. You know, I got a rocket wherever I'm at.
Listen, I saw the Syracuse thing from the moment you came on the camera.
You already know.
So, more breaking news. Hell is definitely frozen over because it's snowing in Texas.
Well, check this out. So we had the freezing rain all day yesterday, and then it started snowing this late last night, and now everything's just frozen over. So we're all just nobody left their houses. So I actually will be home. That's what I told you yesterday. Like, bruh, I'm gonna be off. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not working. I'm paranoid. Like, what do people do on their days off? Because I'm so used to working all the time. I don't know what to do. Oh,
evidently on people's days off in Texas, you shovel snow.
I ain't shoveling squat because it'll be melted. Ain't nothing but ice underneath. But I do got a nice some warm drinks to keep me warm, buddy. You see what I got?
I know. You sent it to me. I know exactly what you're going to be doing there. So, let me get to the philosopher question, real quick question, because I'm going to get to you next, then I'm going to get to James. Philosopher, same question that I asked in the future. If you know, there is going to be a segment of fans that are probably going to be very unhappy with some of the roster moves that Harbaugh and his team make, because of the fact that these have been guys who may have been productive for the Giants, but may not have actual league production. But these are names that they know. Do they have the right to be upset, or should they just be like, hey, listen, this is part of the process, and these guys got us 13 wins in 3 years?
I mean, look, people could feel how they feel, but it doesn't really make a difference. He's just starting his staff off. So you got to expect that all the people that left the Ravens are going to be priority, or anybody who he's already been connected with. He has no allegiances to anybody on this team coming into the team. So, I mean, and this is a business. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I would say get out your feelings and let's see how this team gets built. And then you can say, oh, I don't like this, that, and the third, but you don't even know what the product is yet. You got to look at the product once it's finished.
James, you have sat in the stands with me many times. You have seen the affinity people have for certain players, even though it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think, I'm not going to say it's going to be like a revolt, but do you see certain fans questioning when Harbaugh has to move on from players that just maybe don't fit the system or just aren't productive?
Let me drop a real bomb here. Imagine how hurt some people are going to be here if in 2 years Harbaugh goes, you know what, Scatterboo? You're a little too small. You get hurt a lot. I got to move on from you. Hey, Jackson Dart, you still can't run out of bounds? You still can't throw that deep route? I got to move on from you. There's going to be other players besides the garbage we're talking about getting rid of that in another year or two will probably be gone. So just hold on, like Stone said, like the guy's just coming in. He's doing this. He's coming in like this. It's like, who are you? Who are you? Get out of here. Who are you? Bam, bam, bam. So just hold on. We have been swimming in sewage here. It's time to get rid of some of this garbage.
And I think and I'm not saying all these players are garbage, but I am saying this, that Big Don, same question. I mean, literally, you're going to, like Syracuse, you know, when a crappy Syracuse player hits the portal and goes someplace else and successful,
which happens a lot.
Or a player that was successful came somewhere and flamed out in Syracuse. Does the fan base get upset with your crappy head coach?
50-50. But considering I can try to throw my kid. One bad season in the 2 years he's been there. But anyway, yeah, of course. I mean, it's always regret of what they could have done for you. I mean, we've already experienced that. The last 4 years, we see somebody leave, and we're like, how is this guy doing so well? What happened in this situation? But I mean, that's hindsight. But if you look at it from a lens of actually watching what's going on, we always talk about all the time. Scheme. Does the scheme work with the player? Does the philosophy of the defense or offensive coordinator work with them? Do they actually try to make them better? Do they put them in certain positions? We see this all the time, but it's always the regret that, oh, how come you couldn't do it for us? No, maybe if you put them in the right position, maybe that might work. Oh, great example right now with our darn corners. We have guys who are press. Let me phrase that. Let me rewind. Wink Martindale gave a hug to the head coach when he drafted Banks. He said, "Oh, thank you." And we've seen his rookie year. We're like, oh, we might have something here. Okay, we might have our number one. He's number two right now, but his rookie year, we'll see.
People thinking he was going to be the Marcus Peters in the Wink defense.
Right. Then after the rookie year, all heck breaks loose. Wink's gone. Wink's gone. McKinney's gone. McKinney doesn't get his next contract. Everybody's getting hurt on defense again. And then all of a sudden, oh, look who we have. We have a defensive coordinator who likes to do zone defense. Yet we have a guy who thrives in putting his hands on the chest of receivers and does it well. And you're like, you know what? No, we're going to put you in zones. That's your best attribute. No.
Now, I will defend Shane Bowen for a second. Towards the latter half of Shane Bowen, before Shane Bowen left, he did run more of, at times, a man-to-man defense. But the problem is, I don't know what happened with Deonte Banks. I don't know what happened with Paulson Adebo. Neither of them figured out how to turn their head around, and they both were beyond Phillips. Drew, well, we all know what we're not even going to talk about Drew Phillips. Drill
machine.
I've said it before. Drew Phillips needs to be shot out of the clown cannon, because you can have all these tackles, but when you give up 72% completion percentage for over 575 yards and all the touchdowns and 10.6 yards of reception, and then a lot of that came with a yak.
Ugh.
I can't with Drew Phillips anymore.
It reminds me of Robinson, that corner we had some years ago. Yeah, he never had a tackle he didn't like.
Aaron Robinson, and James was with me. I don't know if James remember. Aaron Robinson had his first preseason game. He made all these tackles, and James and I talked about it for a second. And I looked at James and said, "Yeah, but the guys caught the ball every time."
Yeah.
It's great to make all these tackles, but if you don't stop your job as Darrelle Revis, I think's biggest season with tackles was 60. You don't have Deion Sanders. There was never a tackle he didn't want to avoid, but he prevented people from doing what he was supposed to do, which is catching the ball.
Exactly. That's pretty black and white. That's what the corner job is. Literally keep him from catching.
He reminded me of a Syracuse corner. That's what he reminded me of.
I was about to start going down the list of corners, but of course you wouldn't know because you don't keep up with that type of stuff.
Yeah,
but you know what? You know what? James, you know what, James? You're my bro. So I'm gonna leave it alone today. You're my bro. Great season for your Buckeyes. You know, it was a great season.
Hey, we beat Michigan, man. We beat Michigan.
I think Michigan beat themselves the way that head coach situation happened.
Oh, whoa, we can't even go into that.
We're not.
Somebody else likes the snow. Yes.
Man, nice and powdery. Yeah.
I want to get back to the Giants here for a second. So I don't have that much more time because I got other stuff I got to do today. But I'm going to start with Mr. DeFuture because he knows the future. He knows all. He knows all. He sees all. He gave us a wonderful weather report. It's cold. Well, you're not outside. How the fuck do you know it's cold? But I'm sorry. What you have Harbaugh coming in. He's already come in with a wrecking ball. He really has. He's gone through this building, like an Uncrustable is going to go through me in about an hour. So he's gone through it all. He's wrecked it all. Where do you think the Giants? And I know it's way too early to talk about this, but where do you think the Giants fit in the NFC East right now as you see it? And where do you see them with their schedule? Because the dates aren't out, but the schedule's out. Where do you see win totals for the New York Giants?
Did they already announce the teams are playing?
Yeah, well, it's this new the opponents are already out. It's the new stupid rotating schedule things that you have to rotate within your within certain divisions. So they're going to play the Arizona Cardinals, Cleveland Browns, Jacksonville Jaguars, New Orleans Saints, let's see here, 49ers, Tennessee Titans, Detroit Lions, Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Rams, and Seattle Seahawks.
God damn.
I know.
And that's not including our own division.
Not including our own division. I didn't include our own division.
Yeah.
God damn.
I already know James's response.
Considering this is Harbaugh's first year, obviously there's a lot to go through, and we won't be able to make too many moves. I mean, I would be satisfied with, I would say, around, and our schedule is pretty difficult. This is similar to last year's.
So what's your schedule? I mean, what's your prediction?
Oh yeah. I would say I'll give him a solid probably 5 wins.
Would you be, now we had 4 wins this year. Would 5 wins be enough of an? Listen, I could see 5 to 7 wins, and I'm as long as we show improvement and we play well, and then we start building something. I understand that we're in a rebuild of a rebuild of a rebuild of a rebuild of the rebuild of the rebuild. But we have to at one point in time strip this down and literally start from the beginning. So I would be happy with 5 wins, but like I said, I would be happier with 7.
Sure. I mean, with all things considered, I think that's good considering our schedule. And there were maybe three or so games that we should have won this season that we could have won outside of the fourth quarter, collapse. So I think 5 is fine.
Okay. Philosopher, he's going to have to tear this down. I know Harbaugh's come in and said he planned, and I loved it because I love the attitude with I plan on winning, every game. We always plan on, and that was a great answer. We always plan on winning every game, but in the NFL, that's not always feasible. You're not going to go 17-0. But what would you consider? And like I said, there's a lot that has to be done here. But what would you consider a successful season for Harbaugh? And I'm going to put a little caveat in there that a segment of the fan base could live with.
Shit, that caveat mixed it up.
I know. That's why I have a podcast, man. I'm a pro.
I'm gonna go with 9, 8 or 9.
Do you really think we can get 8 or 9 wins?
I think if we build the defense up,
okay,
really build it up, we can make a big change on the team. This defense was so pathetic this year. It's like it can't get worse.
Well, yeah.
Whoa, don't say that.
Don't say that.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Hold on. Knock on wood.
What the hell, man?
Knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood. I'm knocking on wood.
I want you want to build the defense up. I want to read something to you. I want you to think about this for a minute because I want you to try to figure out, and I know I'm putting you on the spot here, what we can do to fix this defense when your starters are potentially Darius Alexander, Dexter Lawrence, Roy Robert Harris, Brian Burns, Bobby Okereke, Abdul Carter, Paulson Adebo, Dane Belton, Holland.
That's not scaring nobody.
Those names that I read, free agents are Cordell Flott, Dane Belton are free agents right now as well. So they may not even be potentially back. What could you do to make this defense? Now, one of the things I remember with the end of the season, everyone was like, well, the defense improved. Well, also the people that we played, the level went down.
True.
What could we, with those names that you have, how are you improving the defense to get us 9 wins?
Okay, so number 1, it all depends on where we are in the draft slot. Because if we trade, this is my strategy. If we trade down, I'm taking the defensive tackle Peter Woods.
I like Woods.
I love Woods. So if we, but I don't like Woods at 5. That's the problem. I don't want to take Woods at 5. So
wait, what don't you take in the top 10? Defensive tackles, safety, or we've preached this, guys, tight ends. You don't take them in the top 10.
yeah, but if we're at 5, I'm gonna go actually with the actual unpopular pick here. But I'm gonna go Mansour Delane. I really like him as a corner. He is like he'll make a actual impact in the secondary because he'll probably be our best cornerback starting from day one. Or at least allow them to have a comparable 1 and 2 option at cornerback, and then we can build from there. The safety class is extremely deep. I'm gonna go with somebody like a Jalen Kilgore type player. You know, you get him in the 3rd, 4th round. Guy's gonna be a jack of or ace of spades type player. He could do or jack of all trades. He could do all types of different stuff. I'm gonna get a linebacker like Jacob Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? From Texas Tech. If you've not watched his film, savage. He can do it all. Or a guy like CJ Allen from Georgia. There's plenty of linebackers in this draft class. You know what I'm saying? So I think this draft, you want to focus on fixing this defense because there's a way to make this defense competitive, but it's just right now the way it's built, it's not.
Okay, but what are you going to do? So what? I mean, and I know you kind of said, but what are you going to do to really fix this? Because you're going to have to fix the rush. You are going to have to fix the run defense. You're going to have to potentially have 2 new safeties and at least a new corner and at least 3 linebackers.
I don't think you're going to get 2 safeties. I don't think you're going to get
it's like a whole new defense.
That's crazy.
Said 2 safeties, a corner, linebackers. Like, goddamn.
Well, think about it.
You're asking poor Stone how he's supposed to fix that crap on the spot.
Well, I know, but I'm just bringing this up because I'm curious, and he's very intelligent, man. So
he is.
I just feel that if we're gonna fix it, we got to fix it right.
Well, what I would do,
how are we gonna? And that's what I keep. And that's why I laugh when people are like, "Well, we're just gonna do this," and I keep telling people again, yeah, like the one kid, not saying you. It's like, well, you know what? We could get $100 million if we cut 20 people. Well, it's like, okay, but how are you going to spend that $20 million to get back those 20 and the 10 we need for the practice squad?
Well, what I would say is the philosophy that we should take in terms of fixing the defense is focus on the middle of the defense.
Okay.
The middle of the defense is the weakest part. We're weak at defensive tackle, we're weak at linebacker, we're weak at safety. Fix the middle of the damn defense, and then we can build from there. And get a damn corner, dude. Like, we need another corner. It's bad.
You know what we could do? We could reach into the Syracuse lineage and get like a Marcus Paul or a Kevin Abrams, or maybe bring back Will Allen or an Anthony Smith, because all those guys exceeded real well in the NFL. Big Don! We want to make sure you were still there.
First of all, Will Allen.
I knew he was going to say something about Will Allen. I knew he was going to.
Will Allen. I went to the same high school as that fool.
Oh.
He's got a nice little placard. On the wall.
Wait, Will Allen has a placard in a high school somewhere?
Well, of course. Just like
we're all fucking doomed.
just like Cade Cunningham just got his basically just got a lifetime award over in Arlington High School in Arlington. Like, he just went there last week from his high school. So it happens all the time. It happens all the time, man. You make it to the league from a public school, you go and get some recognition.
Big Don.
True. Amen.
Amen to that. We're asking the same question. How many wins do you see the Harbaugh remake? I'm going to call it the Harbaugh remake. How many wins do you see? And what number, and I'm going to give you the same question I gave the philosopher, what number of wins will placate certain Giant fans into not saying, well, you know, that Harbaugh signing was a mistake? Because you have some people that they did a poll on Twitter where 11% said that the Harbaugh signing was a bad signing. And I was sitting there looking at it, there's like 4,000 people, and I'm breaking it down going, how the fuck do like 300 something people say that this is a bad signing when your coaches were the doo-doo, Shermer, Joe Judge, and Brian Dable? You could have dug up Vince Lombardi and put him in a chair and worked his mouth like a puppet, and he would still have been a better coach than the 4 guys I just mentioned. It's certain people are insane. But what's the win total, and what will placate certain fans that think that Harbaugh was a mistake?
The same. It was gonna be the greatest thing since sliced bread. So it was probably that group of people that probably don't like this signing. And you have the other segment there, like he's too old. And I'm like, do people not remember Tom Coughlin? Like he didn't exist during that time we had Super Bowls, but it is what it is. I will say that
when Tom Coughlin won, he was 62 and 66.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the age thing is irrelevant in this situation. But the wins, do we have a defensive coordinator already, or are we still in the air about that?
We don't have anyone yet.
And you want me to predict the wins, and I don't even know who's coaching? You know what? I'll toss it. I'll toss it out there. Depending on how we do in our own division, we could do 6 wins, depending on how we even do in our own division. To be honest, because that schedule's brutal. And then we have to do a whole remake of our philosophy. A whole 180 is going to have to happen. And we all know that's growing pains, complete growing pains. But he also got a 5-year contract. So a lot of people are going to have to, breathe and let maybe first 2 years settle down before anything major really happens, because I think people kind of forget Washington is still a young team. Dallas is Dallas until they show me otherwise. They're going to be in the middle of the road or over 500 to playoffs. Until Philadelphia loses their goddamn general manager, they're going to be in the talks. Our division is going to be a fight every darn year. And that's why I said it's really going to depend on how much we breathe or even go through our own schedule of our own division. But I'll say 5 to 6. But like I said, our defense is going to be the linchpin in this. And like I said, people are growing paid. People are going to leave. People are going to get fired. A lot of people are not going to be happy with certain players being let go. And from your fan base, we're okay with that. Let it cut off the fact. It's gonna have to happen. You like a player, so what? He's not producing. This is a business at the end of the day. We need to win.
We need to win at the end of the day. We need to show something. But you know what, James? I'm going to ask you a question, James. I'm going to ask you a different question, because I got a question for you, because this kind of ties into what Big Don was saying. In the NFC East right now, who has, if you would rank the NFC East quarterbacks?
Well, Jalen Hurts, 1. Guy has a Super Bowl. I'm gonna give Dak his credit. He's been there a while. He's not as bad as people say. He's not as great as people say either. So Hurts, Dak, Daniels, because again, he's coming off an injury, and then the dart.
If you have to rank the defenses in the NFC East, who would be 1 through 4?
Again, Philly 1. I'd have to put Dallas at 2. I'd have to put Washington at 3, and I'd have to put us at 4, because we were the worst run defense in the league, in the division.
Okay. Offenses 1 through 4 NFC East. Top offense 1 through 4.
1 through 4 again. Philly 1. 2. I'd have to put Dallas, and then I'd have to put Washington just because of Daniels, and then I'd have to put us because we don't know what our offense is going to look like, and we can't rely on Papa Smurf getting 1,000 yards.
Last question. Head coach 1 through 4 right now in the NFC East.
That's a good one. head coach right now, I'd go, I'll go Harbaugh, but number 2, I'm going Sirianni because I don't go
Listen,
off of.
I was just sweating bullets that you weren't going to go Harbaugh because I was going to fuck up my whole question.
Yeah, no. Listen, again, but listen. This is our problem in this fan base, not us here in the Cole, but in this fan base. If I told you there was a coach who his win percentage is like, 60, 70%, he's been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 or 5 years, could have won both of them, won one against the team of the decade, that guy's probably a pretty good coach.
Yeah, he is.
So, we got to get out of our own thing. Well, the Eagles suck and this sucks. So Harbaugh 1, Sirianni 2. I'm going to go Dan Quinn 3 because he went to a Super Bowl with Atlanta. And then Schottenheimer 4.
See, but and this was the point I was trying to get with certain Giant fans and why Giant fans need to relax. Out of the 3 major categories we mentioned, which was offense, defense, and quarterback, we were number 4. But to me, the most important aspect of a team, even outside of quarterback, is the head coach.
Of course.
And when can we say in the last 7 to 10 years that the Giants even had the best coach in their division? You would have to go back to Tom Coughlin. You would have to go back.
You have to
go back to 2001 Tom Coughlin. So Giant fans need to be, and this is why I'm kind of talking to the Giant fans, that 11%. You got to just be happy that, you're starting somewhere from the beginning, and the beginning is you have the best coach in the division, and he hasn't even played a game yet. But most pundits, most people on ESPN and every place else rank that the same way James did, on all the same categories. But to me, the most important thing is you finally got your guy in charge of the ship. You finally got your admiral. You finally got your captain. You finally got your guy that was hired on Tuesday and started to hand it out pink slips on Wednesday. And he went through the building that was the last 15 years he gobbled them up like Pac-Man. He got Pinky and Inky and Stinky. And
he's getting rid of the ghosts. He's getting rid of the ghosts.
He's getting rid of the ghosts that have plagued the building for years. And he got rid the moment he fired Kevin Abrams. I don't care if Harbaugh doesn't win a game in 5 years. The moment he fired Kevin Abrams and fired his ass
at midnight.
That was the greatest moment ever because of the fact that man has put us through hell for years, and his salary cap devotee in regards to what he does with it was so bad that it just reached a point where, why is the Dodge dealer calling me? Shut up, I'm working.
Time for a new car, Tim. Time for a new car.
I get a new car every 2 years. But Kevin Abrams is so bad at what he did for years. The Kenny G contract, the Daniel Jones contract. We could literally go, the Nate Solder contract. We could go on and on of all the things that your cap manager should have said. When someone came in and said, listen, we want to give $72 million to Smooth Sounds of Kenny G, the cap manager should have said, fuck no. You want to give a guy giving $72 million coming off a hip injury who decided that he didn't want to play anymore in Detroit during the season because he didn't want to get hurt? When he fired him, I was like, okay, this is something that's just new. This is something different. And I hope to, and like I said, Carmen Baselli. Oh, we all love Carmen. And this was a comment in the chat. How can Giant fans are upset that we didn't bring back an offensive line coach? We didn't bring back an offensive line coach that was on a team that won 13 games in 3 years. And did we ever figure out the fact that maybe Carmen wasn't the answer? It was the fact that we fucking got rid of Daniel Jones?
Bingo.
Real quick thing on that point, because that's a great point that we just defend. Like, I think I was talking to you on the phone about Carmen because you were talking about him on your last stream, and my boy was like, "Who's Carmen?" I'm like, "I don't know, Carmen Sandiego. I don't know who that guy is." And it's like we fired our secondaries coach a couple years ago, and our secondary got extremely worse since then. But nobody brings that poor black guy up. That his secondary went to trash as soon as we fired that guy 2 years ago. But we're all pounding over Carmen Brasil, whoever this guy is. It's like, who cares? Half of these guys behind the scenes, you guys Google their names and it's like, well, we can't lose him. He's been here so long. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Like I said, get them all gone. This guy, like, I've never seen a coach come in and because Shane's been here. He didn't fire Kevin Abrams. John Harbaugh's been here 5 days. And he's went to the office and said, you got to go. You got to go. I don't even know who you are. You got to go. And it's like, just think about that. Our head coach is going through, like you said, he's going through like Tombstone. Pew, pew, pew. You're out of here. Just cut them all. Just cut them. Just cut it.
and you're talking about Jerome Henderson. And
thank you.
That's the point that people don't remember. That we fired Jerome Henderson, and after we fired Jerome Henderson, all of a sudden, Deonte Banks, all these other guys don't know how to play corner.
Yep.
Nobody brings that up, though, but we're all pounding over Carmen. Okay.
Mr. The Future, is there we're going to be closing this out, and I always like to give everyone a few final thoughts. I'm going to start with you. What is your, so get ready to end the stream in about 9 minutes. What are your final thoughts in reference to the New York Giants, where we're at in 2026, where we're headed, and what either you would like to see or what you're excited to see?
So earlier, when you were talking about the reaction from the fans from getting rid of people that we've had on the team for 4 years, one person I thought of was the person James just mentioned was Carmen. And, I could already see the fans are, they're not liking that decision. But I think even if you're in love with someone like Carmen or other players, I'm on the I think that's a good thing because to me, Harbaugh sees someone who would be better in that position anyway. So even if you think our offensive line has improved over the last couple of years, he probably sees someone who could even do better than that. Same thing with some of the players that fans have fell in love with. Yeah. What has the end result been? I mean, we're thinking about the draft in October. So, just even if he gets rid of one of your favorite players, I think it's ultimately a good thing because he sees that he can do better than that, and he can give us a better result as fans.
There we go. There we go. There we go. You know what? You suck at the weather reports, but that was beyond eloquently put. And I do think that that's what a segment of the fan base needs to figure out, because like I said, you can be, like I said, I'm uber excited for Harbaugh to be here. I am pumped for Harbaugh. I'm staying because Harbaugh is here, but I still see, 5 to 7 wins, which is fine. Cause to your point, we're going to have to get rid of guys that certain people may not want to get rid of, but Harbaugh, who we need to trust, will be bringing in guys that we hope, and he hopes that are better than the guys we're getting rid of. And I think that's I think that's perfect. Now, Mr. Future, I'm going to drop you off because I'm going to start dropping everyone up, but I appreciate you coming on for the first time and hanging out as long as you did. I thank you for the Uncrustable. Do not forget to email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com so I can send you your ring. Again, that's tim@onlineBigBlue.com. I just need your name and your address, and we'll make sure we get it out this week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tim, for having me on.
All right, my friend. Thank you for coming on. Oh, Big Don. Big Don. Big bad.
Big Don.
Big bad Don. I love it, though, because is that from Rainbow Road?
First of all, that's the Orangeman logo, sir. Okay, when he's mad. All right, let's go.
It's like Rainbow Road. It looks like Mario to me, but I'm not saying anything. It looks like
Wow.
But most of the players this year on Syracuse did play like Mario on Rainbow Road when they went boo and just fell off the fucking cliff. But Big Don, I love you, brother. You know that, and you're home, and I'm glad you're home, and I'm glad you're safe, because when it snows in Texas, hell's freezing over. And I love this. I love Joe Ferry say Kenny G was getting approve-it offers, and we blew his doors off. What the fuck?
Bringing you.
It said, "Hold my beer. Take all this guaranteed money."
Kenny G, literally. I love the story. That they kept, that he didn't want to. He didn't leave the building. Not that he didn't leave the building. He didn't want to leave the building. He stayed until they gave him a motherfucking contract.
Yo,
Can I get some more coffee, please?
I was like, they're like, well, you know, Kenny, it was great to have you. You know, hope you have a safe flight. And he's looking around going, "Are we having lunch?" Because I'm not going anywhere, motherfuckers. Because no one else is offering me $72 million. But big Don, we are in a different. We are in uncharted territory that we have seen in 15 years. We to James's point, we have a head coach that is the best, in my mind too, is the best coach in the division. But if you rank everything else divisionally, we are probably last. And you have a guy, he's got a job ahead of him. This is like rebuilding the 2026 Orangemen. He's got a big Herculean task ahead of him, and a fan base who is starved for wins. I'm starved for wins. I want to win, but I understand this is going to be a process. What do you think Harbaugh needs to kind of do to I'm not going to say placate the fans, but to prove to everyone, besides just winning 17 games, but to prove everyone he is getting this team back on the road to respectability?
So I believe the first thing was we got lucky. Okay, that's wholeheartedly we got lucky with this hire. I believe there was 0%. No, I'm not. I think I said a negative 100% because I was thinking no way he would come here. But I'll say this though. I don't think people actually realize the background of Harbaugh has when he was in Baltimore. We got a guy who got to learn underneath Ozzie Newsome, one of the greatest GMs ever. And I don't really think people understand how great that man was. We've almost never heard problems of salary cap with Baltimore. Almost never. Drafting wise, better than most teams, which means talent evaluation. We haven't heard a lot of players out of Baltimore talking out of term or going to media, or we're really hearing the players out of context. Everything was staying in-house. It's a very respectable organization. And this is where this man is coming from. So at this point, Giants fans should be happy we have a head coach that's going to be no nonsense. Let's get to business. Let's have our play show for it. And let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. Especially when it comes to the salary cap and cutting fat. That's something we kept hearing about for forever. Tim, you harped and banged the drums on how re-signing DJ was going to put us back for almost a decade, pretty much. And I will forever harp on this, Tim. You know I will about Gettleman. I will forever harp on this. And I don't know a lot of people who can say no to this one. A lot of our drafts and a lot of our big money on offense came to help DJ out. That Kenny G was for DJ. The Kadarius Toney was for DJ.
Aaron Waller, Wandale Robinson.
All these picks. Yes, for Bellinger when he had his rookie year and Slayton's rookie year, and everybody was like, "Oh, these are our guys. Look what they've done for DJ." And I don't really think people understand that quarterback really put us behind a lot, draft and cap wise, and then when he got re-signed. So now that we're in a grown-ups era, we're now getting a structural salary cap that we can deal with. We have the grown-ups in the building. We have a head coach that has no problem letting go of players before they get too bad. And he has an eye for talent, which we already have certain situations of players actually looking back to going to New York now, and we don't have to overpay. That's the biggest thing, Tim. How many times we had to overpay a player just to come here?
You mean
overpay?
We had to give Ellie Moore Fudd $4 million more in Arizona. We had to give $1 million more to Drew Lock.
And
Drew Lock. Oh my God.
Oh, that's it. That Drew Lock situation alone, fireable offense. I'm sorry.
All I know is, man, you're talking, and all I hear is
book of Revelation, chapter 7, verses 16.
This is all I'm hearing when he's talking. Preach, preacher. Come on, man.
They thirst anymore.
Hey,
For God
that was the
Don, you gotta do this. You gotta do that, Don.
Here we go. What are we doing? Okay, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Another copyright strike.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Well, the good news is I don't have to quit anymore because you get 3 strikes and you're out. So with the copyright, so I think I'm on 2.
Yeah.
So there we go.
You're also on a stream, so I think you're safe. So you're good either way.
No,
I would say no, he's not. No.
It's not like getting the cease and desist letters from the NFL, but yeah, copyright strikes come up.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different monster alone. But yeah, that's my basis on. I mean, we just want to see growth at this point. That's all we really need. I don't want to ever hear again about a moral victory. Forget all that. Did we do well is the question. What did the game end on a weird, awkward play that we lost?
That I think is probably one of the best takeaways of the day. No more moral victories. No more. Well, we almost beat Denver, but we gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter. No more moral victories. How about we just continuously get, victories?
Winning cures a lot. We've seen that. Winning cures a lot. But that's my takeaway, guys. I'm home. It's great. I love it. I'm gonna have a little sippy later.
All right,
we'll talk later.
The kid and I will be on later this evening, so I'll text you when we're on.
Yeah, you should do that.
The new war bond.
Yeah, James, we're waiting on you now.
Which he mentioned.
You're right. It's 2026. I said I would get on. I definitely got to get a game system, so I'm definitely going to get on this year.
You got to stop playing Pac-Man.
I still like Pac-Man.
That's a great game. That's a great game. All right, John. Go Big Blue.
And I appreciate you coming on as always. And like I said, stay safe and because evidently hell's froze over because it is snowing in Texas. Oh, Big James. It's been a while, man. I feel like
man, I had a busy week getting ready for the snowstorm.
Yeah, I know, but I feel ignored, and I won't be ignored, Dan. I'm not going to be ignored.
I won't be ignored, Dan.
I told somebody that the other day, which is like when you talk to James, like no, it's like I won't be ignored, Dan. I mean, this is everything right now is a good thing. Everything right now with Harbaugh, everything right now what he is doing, the cleaning house, to getting and some people, and it's usually people always blame and say it's me, that they're upset about things that he's doing. Not bringing back Carmen, not doing this, but in the grand scheme of things, man, I mean this is what we hired this guy to do, right?
Yes, his job.
Right. Is to go through this building, go through this organization and move it into a new direction and bring the team back into relevance and prominence.
How weird must it be that Shane has been there for like 3-4 years now, which is crazy.
4 years. He's been here 4 years.
And a lot of the guys that are being let go, Shane has worked with. And they're probably sitting there going, "Hey, Joe, can you?" It's like where's the Godfather when he goes, "Hey, Tom, can you do it for old time's sake?" And he's like, "Nah, Sally, nah, Sally, go take the ride."
We're not running it back anymore. And my concern is, and it's not a big concern because I don't care, because most of the people that watch the show are intelligent fans. That when we do things, like let's say we trade Dexter Lawrence, on paper and statistically and vis-a-vis his play, it makes all the sense in the world. You save almost whatever it was, $15 million. You get out from his contract. He's had his worst season, arguably. He has never really been this run stuffer that people think he is. I always go back and look. I'm like, he gets penetration at some times.
That's what she said.
But it's not like he is consistent. Even in 2022, when we made the playoffs, the line play improved at one point in time when both Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams went out, and we had DJ Davidson, and I can't remember who the other guy was. And our yards per average against went down a full yard. So like I said, I think there might be certain people might have a mini revolt when Harbaugh starts needing to do things that he needs to do with the players. Because to the point someone made in the chat, if people are getting upset that Carmen's gone, to your point, what happens if he says, listen, I love you, Cam. I think Cam Scatterboo is a good guy with maybe 7-8 yards a carry a game, throw him 2 or 3 passes, but you might only be a 15 touch guy. People love Cam Scatterboo, but if he doesn't fit the philosophy, are they more worried about the name on the back of the jersey than the one in the front?
Thank you. We've been sucky here so long. We're rooting for the name on the back instead of the logo on the side of the helmet. And we've got to get back to team first. Team first. Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time. What's his top 3 greatest attributes? Defense, obviously, starting Tom Brady, and getting rid of players before they fall off the cliff. It's time we start doing that too.
To the point about Tom Brady started initially because Bledsoe got injured.
Got hurt.
But people forget Bledsoe was then healthy. He became healthy towards the end of the season, and they didn't go back to Drew Bledsoe. What Drew Bledsoe was this, people forget Drew Bledsoe.
And they paid him, right? That offseason.
Drew Bledsoe was a good quarterback in the NFL, was a big arm quarterback, was a highly touted quarterback. And he stayed with Tom Brady. He stayed with what he thought was right and went with his own convictions and didn't go with the bigger name. And at that point in time, if you take a look at, what he had done in New England from 93 to 2002, Drew Bledsoe this is a guy that, back in the 90s was throwing for over 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns a game, but to your point, Belichick made the switch and stuck to it. And I think Harbaugh is if you looked at the way he has done these things in Baltimore, he's kind of the same guy in regards to making a decision and sticking to it.
And what I think Future said, which is very on point, is that, and I think Stone said it too, is that this guy, he's coming in, and what you want is, I don't owe you guys anything. I don't know you people. I didn't draft you. I didn't work with you. I'm trying to uplift this organization and bring it back. So if I'm coming into a new spot and it's like, oh, hey, this is Jim. He's been here for 40 years and he's great. What does Jim do? Well, he kind of just stares at the wall and throws pencils in the ceiling. That's great. You're fired.
Yeah.
And people go, I can't believe he got rid of Jim. Look how he throws those pencils in the ceiling. It's so great. No. Change is hard. I'm a Virgo. Trust me. I don't like change all the time. But it's necessary. It's necessary. And it's okay. Sometimes things end up being better on the other side, kids. So,
right. And this is a guy that won with 2 totally different quarterbacks. This is a guy that had Joe Flacco for 163 games and then Lamar Jackson for 107. So this is a guy that knows how to win, in different situations. And he changed. And one thing I like about him is the fact that he changes, with the flow. And I love it because you have certain segments of people, not Giant fans, but certain segments of people that'll point out some of John Harbaugh's bad seasons. And they always go to the 15 season where they only won 5 games. Do you know who the quarterbacks were in the 15 season?
That wasn't Tyler Huntley, was it?
No. Do you want to laugh to hear about some of the starting quarterbacks in 15? And you tell me if this guy shouldn't have been given coach of the year in 15. At one point in time in 15, he started Matt Schaub 2 games. Ryan Mallett for 2 games. Jimmy Clausen started 2 games in 15 as well.
Ooh.
I mean, you look at some of these people, and it's like, and then Sam Koch threw some passes, and Joe Flacco got hurt like 9 games in the season. So yeah, you have to start Matt Job, Jimmy Clausen, and Ryan Mallett for
wow,
6
Jimmy
games.
No Pickle Slauson. Wow.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked they fucking won 5 games.
Wow. I don't know. People are never happy, man. There's always going to be a segment of people to just take the other side of an argument when there's really no other side. I get it. It's like some people just like to play devil's advocate just to do it. But we got the best guy on the market by far. Like Big Don said, there's a little luck involved, but there's a little luck involved in everything. And you need a little luck, faith, and hard work and determination in life. And it's fine. We got a guy who's established. He knows culture. He was under Ozzie Newsome. Again, brother said, some of you need to go back and look that up, see how great a GM he was. So he knows what a winning culture, winning building, winning players roster looks like. He knows.
He does. And that's the thing. Roberto says, I say stay calm, my Giant brothers and sisters. Let's judge during the season and let the head coach mold. I think that's it. Like I said, to me, for like the next 3 years, he's got my attention, and I'm not going to sit there and question things that he does unless it's like equating to the Knicks. I was down for Mike Brown because I like the free flowing offense, but the problem with the Knicks and Mike Brown's free flowing offense is they forgot how to fucking play defense, and that is part of the game. So they kind of got to work together with it, but I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater with Mike Brown saying, well, we got to fire him now. No, we got to see if he can fix it. So with John Harbaugh coming in, to me, he's got carte blanche in my mind for 3 years. That no one should question what he does. No one should question his draft choices, his free agencies, his decisions, because he needs at least 3 years to turn this team back into a perennial winner.
How about this? I'll go even a step farther. This year doesn't even really count against him. How about that, Giants fans? This year doesn't even count against him at all.
We're the negative ones.
At all. If he goes out there and wins 6 games, guess what? That's an improvement because you only won 2.
Right.
You only won 2. The Raiders game and the Cowboys games don't count, kids. You only won 2.
The Raider game doesn't count?
No, because they were going for a Heisman winning quarterback who also won the championship.
The Raider game, the Raider game does not count because I'm never going to say a team tanked, because we actually had David Behrman on for Betting with Behrman. We had talked all about tanking and philosophies and things such as that on that wonderful podcast known as New York Giants Straight Talk. That episode can only be found on Believe. So, or any place that you find podcasts. I should put the link up because that shut up. That's not helping me, man. Tell me what I should have done and what I'm doing are 2 different things. I don't know.
Hey, listen, man, that Uncrustable is messing with your brain.
Dude, that thing was
a hazelnut Uncrustable slider. Wait till I talk to you when you're doing your gaming streaming later, slider.
I think the strawberry one would have been better. I think I should have went with the strawberry. I'm definitely gonna say that because that one was, I don't know how people eat that. That was just, it was, I knew you would know. It was literally like going out and getting one of those sandwiches out of the machine in Penn Station.
Of course.
That's what
some of you don't remember that.
That's what it reminded me of. You were drunk, nothing else was open. You were trying to catch the 2:00 train out of Penn. You could freaking get home, and then you see this machine and it's like a peanut butter jelly sandwich that left out since the Civil War, and you're like, that looks pretty good.
I'm telling you, you can't even get a dirty dog. I'm telling you,
I would have preferred one of those. That's what I would have preferred, eating the Uncrustable. But
I would have taken a cheese sandwich from my school lunch cafeteria where it's just cheese and bread.
Yeah, but that would have been, where the hell is the podcast thing? James, talk a bit. I got to find the podcast thing because I don't know where it is.
Well, guys, since I'm here now, welcome to the black side of things. Actually, we're always on the black side of things here. We're this is the Black Podcast Network.
Oh my God.
Tim is up for another award.
I didn't win.
Damn it. You lost to the light skinned guy, didn't you?
I lost to a white guy. I thought it was funny. Somebody put in the chat, and I forgot to read it, that they thought the show was. Oh, here it is. I love this. Tim's streams are the best, but something is so different. I can't put my finger on it because I had everyone on. And then I love the response from off Broadway. He says, "I see 5 brothers on the screen. Seems normal to me." I was like, and that's why I lost the Black Podcaster of the Year award. Just gonna.
You lost to a light skin. It's always the light skins, right? Broadway. Damn it.
It is, man. Brandon says, "I have faith in Harbaugh. Sucks to lose. Brusselli will be fine." But Brandon here, and I'm not picking.
Why does it? Go ahead. Yeah, take that, Tim.
No, you take it. You take it because you were going exactly where I'm going.
But it's just, I'm telling you straight up, man. Some of you guys Google this stuff, and then you look at these coaches' names, and it's the name Carbon.
Brandon is an intelligent fan. He's been on the show before. So
no, I'm not saying he's not, but I'm 42. I've been watching this team for 35 plus years. I don't know who Carmen Brasillo is, and I don't care because the offensive line hasn't been that great that we need to sit up here and be like, well, I feel bad we're losing that guy. No, we didn't do all this for Jerome Henderson, so why are we doing it for Carmen Brasillo?
And it's like we got worse. Our secondary got worse when Henderson left.
The secondary literally got worse. And yes, losing Wink was a part of that. I get it. But losing your secondaries coach also, who's working. Listen, I played cornerback in high school. Trust me, you lose your defensive coordinator and your secondaries coach, it's probably going to affect your play. So we don't have to be so like, and again, to the Brasillo family, nobody's talking like these guys that they're going to get their money, they're going to fit. Like, it's not like if I got fired from my job, I'm not getting the package that Harbaugh got from Baltimore. It's like Harbaugh's still getting paid from Baltimore. So it's okay. Like, I know some of these names, we're just used to people being here, and I get it. It's like, oh, these guys have been here. I can't believe we're losing these guys. Maybe somebody better is coming in.
Right, exactly. Maybe we're gonna get like a Bill Callahan. He's gonna come in, But I found the link. There's the link. That's the podcast. It's a podcast I did with had David Bierman on with Betting with Bierman. We talked all about sports betting. We give he gives his official predictions, sports predictions with for the 2 championship games coming in right now, and we also talk about the history of online sports betting and fixing games and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So I mean, it's all good. I love this. I'm not light skinned. What happened here? What did I miss? I'm not light skinned. There we go. James, and pickup games, are you skins or blouses?
I'm always skins.
Like that was a good one though. Shed no tears for Carmen. Shed no tears for Carmen Sandiego. We had 7.
And Broadway, I know you're not light skinned. I wasn't calling you light skinned, brother. Sorry.
It's all right, man. It's all good. For the 139 people that are still watching, just what, guys, this is a good time to be a Giant fan. Let's get up to 85 likes before we leave. This is a good time.
Just be happy. Just be happy. Like, you got some of the people in this. It's like, ew, we got Harbaugh. He's not a great hire. Oh, he's fired. It's like, what? You just shut up and eat your mutton and be happy. We were talking about a booty chest on here a year before the season. A booty chest for my pal Joker. Shout out to Joker. A booty chest.
And
for these guys, what? A booty chest. We're not at the strip club. What are we talking about? A booty chest?
Oh man, the booty chest was going to revolutionize the Giants.
That was going to galvanize, and it's like, oh man, I love. We didn't even talk about that during the year. Like, get all this crap out of here. Matter of fact, put all these players and coaches in the booty chest and send them off the plank.
Shane Bowen sent me the booty chest after
a booty chest. We're the New York Giants. We don't need no booty chest.
I did a video that said that is one of the most fucking hairy high school things that I've ever seen in the history of my life, and we're implementing it on a pro franchise. And people told me, well, it's going to turn people around. It's going to bond them all together. I was like, if I'm getting paid to play, if I'm paying $9, $10, $11 million to play corner and you have a booty chest, I would be like, no, I'm not 15. I'm a professional athlete. But we're finally heading towards professionalism again. We're finally heading toward having the adults in the room and the adults running.
Yes.
And people, like I said, there are a certain segment that I love it. Brandon's right. Giant Twitter is the best. Giant Twitter is fucking crazy. There is a segment of Giant Twitter. This is why I don't go on the space. People are like, why don't you go on the spaces?
No.
And I'm like, those fucking spaces are so toxic and so filled with people that are just so angry about things. And it's like, people say I'm negative. I'm like, the toxicity in those places.
No, it's bad.
You're just like,
it's bad. It's bad. Like, I only go in there, like, shout out to R0B. He does that. I listen to him. Authentic will jump in there. Shout out to him. I listen to him. But some of the stuff that I just hear pitched back and forth, like 10, it's just, I don't understand it. There's no way. There's no way I'm even wasting my time. Like, even if when I leave a comment on a page or a YouTube and then I get all these responses back, I don't go back and read that crap. No. Are you crazy? You're interacting with some guy living in Arkansas that is probably not even a Giants fan, who you don't even know if he's watching football. And you're arguing with him.
Yeah. And I just laugh at that. It's just like,
nah, man.
I just stay long. Ryan Williams says, Ryan Williams says, hey, Tim, I don't get it when some of these fans holds the people they don't know, especially the team that has been horrible for years. I agree. Clean house and start. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you won 13 games in 3 years. No one should be. You went to the playoffs twice in 15 years and won one game. There should be nobody safe in this franchise. No. When the new regime comes in. And our problem was we would always change the general manager. We'd always change the head coach, but we wouldn't change the support staff. We wouldn't change the people that were running the draft, that were running free agency.
Yes. Our scouting.
Manager. We wouldn't change that. And I love it because everyone was like, well, Joe Shane changed everything around because he we got to give it to
stupid giant Twitter post.
To Jake and the Fat Man over at Talking Giants, I think it was. Oh, well, the Fat Man's Jake's not there anymore. But they revolutionized the Giants offices, so that should impress Harbaugh, and revolutionize the rooms and all these things. And I love it because what they did is they put fucking neon in the draft room, and people are like, well, they revolutionized it. They put in neons and televisions. He should be impressed. Why? You draft for shit for the last 5 years. Maybe you need to take the fucking neon out because maybe people can't see that they're drafting the wrong players. And what does John Harbaugh do immediately when he comes in? He starts firing the people that made these decisions. And the fact that if you take a look at it, everyone's like, well, Joe Shane changed everything around. Well, Joe Shane really didn't bring any new scouts in. He kept most of the regional scouts and area scouts that the Giants have been using for years to evaluate talent. I think Harbaugh's dumping all these guys. And he rightfully should.
To that Joe Shane point, real quick, we drafted Kayvon Thibodeau because he was the biggest name out there. But George Karlaftis on Kansas City has been the better player.
Yeah. All right, guys, I stayed on longer than I should. I do got to check out. I'm going to go hang out with the wife, and we're going to go. Well, we're probably going to hang out for the next couple days because it's Snowmageddon.
Some of the stuff I'm hearing here is crazy. They're talking like, you got to get the dog sleds out. You may not be able to go outside for 2 days. Oh, my God. Bring the penguins out. You're going to be buried in snow. Oh, my goodness.
I love the fact. I love this one because we quoted this one the other day that John Harbaugh is Principal Joe Clark.
Yes.
We played.
I love that.
We played the clip. They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they can call me Batman.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's you and I were talking about this yesterday, James. That does anyone remember the snowstorm in the late 90s? The literal blizzard of like 96 or 97, where we got, and it was like on a Thursday it started, and we got something like 3-4 feet of snow, and they shut down all the roads for like from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for emergency vehicles only, because you could not, and this storm lasted for like 3 days, and you could not get through anywhere till like they didn't really start opening anything up till Sunday. And it was literally 48 inches of snow. I remember going to work that Monday. I literally remember going to work on Monday.
I don't know how you did that because school was canceled for I think Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, no, but
I've never seen nothing like that.
Yeah, and I always tell people are killing it. Like, and I love it now because the predictions went from 12 to 18 inches or 12 to 20 inches here to there's gonna. I love it because you want to make it sound more dramatic. You don't say, well, we're gonna get 12 inches because we got 8 inches last week. So they're like, we're gonna get 12 inches. No, they don't say that. The newscasters are sitting there going, we're getting a foot of snow. So I guess that's more dramatic than 12 inches.
Yes, no, I was just talking with Rachel that if this hits the way they're saying, that this will probably be the biggest storm we've had here in 25 years, 25, 30 years by far, and
I love people. It's like, oh, you can't go out to the store on Monday. Oh my God. But now we're snow. Let's see, a snow to wintry mix. So let's see.
Oh, I love that. The wintry mix. That means they don't know.
They don't know. So we're going to get
I love that.
8 to 12 inches on Sunday afternoon, and then about an inch of snow and ice after in the evening on Sunday. So basically all this shit's going to be over by Sunday afternoon.
The thing that I will say that it is different and that does make me think like maybe the snow will be around is that it's thank you to Brother Future, but it is cold. And usually for all you meteorologists wannabes out there, before it snows, it's usually not really frigidly cold. No. It's usually kind of moderate, usually. But it's cold outside. So
it's currently 19 here. It's going to be a low of 11, but it's going to get up to 21 tomorrow.
For you, I get to 21 tomorrow, they said? Okay.
Yeah, that's shorts and tank top weather.
Yeah, for you. Yeah. You'll be the crazy one out there shoveling. It'll be 12 inches outside. His neighbors are going to be looking at like, oh my God, you see that? He's so crazy. He's out there shoveling in his shorts.
The other day, I have on an open leather coat and and I'm wearing my shorts, but I was smart. I had my Knicks ski cap on.
Ooh.
So I was warm and no gloves. And I love it because the wife comes out like, do you need gloves? I'm like, no. It's like, I'm good. Thanks for asking. It's like, thanks for asking. Listen, G-Man family, stay safe and keep warm. I do, like I said, if you're in an area that's supposed to get a lot of snow, don't listen to me. Just don't listen.
Be smart.
Be smart.
Seriously, be smart, because some of y'all with this, well, I gotta go to the store because I need the paprika. No, you don't. No, you better use adobo, whatever you got in there. No, you don't. And don't order the Uber Eats guy to come out here and bring it to you and have him kill himself either. That's just as selfish.
And then tip him $3. Don't do that. Don't do that. And just a reminder, if you're going to be snowed in, why the fuck do you all of a sudden need 12 loaves of bread, yogurt, and eggs? When these are probably things you don't regularly eat. What is the staple of, I have to go get eggs and milk? Oh, it's okay. And I also need all the bread.
The bread. We got bread.
We're gonna survive on sandwiches. I was like, okay. If you don't lose power, you can still cook. And if you do lose power and you have a gas stove, you can still cook. So I mean, just you get a lighter and turn on your stove and go like this.
Let me tell you something. What I really want to do, and I'm not telling anybody to do this, because please don't set yourself afire. I want to cook out on the grill.
I've done that
in the stove. That's what I want to do. I want to
that.
be out there. So I want to be out there with the grill. Have my neighbors looking like, what the hell is that crazy son of a blip doing? Cooking some chicken.
We have, of course, I'm a huge barbecuer. Everyone knows that we have multiple big green eggs. And one year it snowed and we got something like 13, 14 inches of snow. And I'm in the backyard and I'm shoveling. And my neighbor is looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm shoveling on the deck. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm making a path to the big green egg because I'm going to make hamburgers. he's like, it's snowing and it's 12 degrees. I said, this gets up to 1600. So I said, I think we're fine. So,
it's like, these are going to taste like summertime when I get them inside. Thanks.
And then I love it because I finished cooking and he comes out, he opens his window and goes, man, that smells really good. I said, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
No, you know what he wanted to do? He's like, excuse me, you have an extra burger for sale over there.
No burgers, no steak. All right, guys, I don't know what we're at with the likes, but I got to head out of here because I'm going to go take the wife out. We're gonna go hang out a little bit. We got 81 likes. I wanted 85, but I don't care. So,
yeah, now Broadway, that storm was crazy. I mean, like, I've never seen New York shut down where it was just shut down, like Tim said, for days. Like nothing was happening. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. Like even the plows were having trouble. I've never seen so much snow.
See, look at that. Nothing's better than barbecue in the winter.
Oh, that's nice. You got the carport. Nice.
Oh,
nice.
That's nice. Eggs, milk, bread, and water is scarce here. You know, I was watching the New York news, and it was funny though because they were showing the lines like at like Trader Joe's and then they were showing like Walmart, and it literally looks like the apocalypse has occurred because everything is gone. Now, listen, I'm probably what they refer to as a person that is prepared. I don't consider myself a prepper, but I am prepared. So I already had all this shit in the house for days. So it's like, you know, if we ever lose power, I got a generator, I got all this. So I need to worry about that. But you look at these people and it's like, especially here, they're saying a foot. We just got 8 inches last weekend. So what's the difference of 4 inches more than the 8 that I still have outside?
And it's also like, so you're telling me you had no food in your house that you have to just go out and buy. So you had nothing in your house. You had no eggs at all. And it's like, okay, I guess we're going to be eating a lot of omelets in this snowstorm.
Yeah, it's crazy. The last story though, but that's like the hurricanes in Florida. People used to go freaking insane with the hurricanes, and I understand that because then you'll be without power, and sometimes you can't get to the roads. So I got that. But the last big hurricane that we went through in Florida, I was alone because my wife was with her family, and I was laughing because she called me up and she says, "Are you prepared for the hurricane?" I said, "Well, yes, I am." She goes, "What did you get?" I said, "I have 3 cases of beer and a big bag of Doritos." So I said, "So I'm good." so I'm all right. So I got some Grand Marnier too. So we're all good. I probably should have prepared a little bit more, but you know, that's the point. But the thing was this, it's civilization, even in a massive hurricane, finds a way to start anew again. And within a day or two after the storm, you could go to the store. You could go get things. So you may
you could go to the store.
You may be snowed in on Sunday, but by Monday, the roads are going to be clear.
And guess what? Even if, God forbid, we are stuck in on Monday, you'll survive one extra day in the house. Don't go to your store fighting the old woman for the rye bread like Jerry Seinfeld. It's not that serious. It's okay.
I worked in the Arctic Circle. We would get 1 foot of snow every night, but it was powder, so the shovel's easy. It's like shoveling cotton. Cotton weighs nothing. Peanut butter and jelly will survive. Uncrustables.
You can survive off PB&J. I did it in college. Trust me, kids.
I have 3 Uncrustables left in the house. I have decided, though, I'm going to freeze them and use them as projectiles when the polar bears fucking attack after the 12 inches. I mean, the foot of snow we're going to get. Because evidently the new ice age is coming. So the polar bears and the penguins should be here.
What if the polar bears get mad and said, "You kidding me with this bull crap"? Now I'm gonna eat you.
I wait for the polar bears to get mad and say,
Yo, motherfucker, I wanted strawberry.
It's like, what is this, hazelnut?
Hazelnut?
I can't believe that, Slider. You already got that because you in Cali. A hazelnut Uncrustable.
One polar bear, like I told you, we went to the cheap house. You know, we go. Oh my God! World has gotten soft. In the 70s, the snow by a foot. I mean, literally. Oh my God! Snow apocalypse. It's snow apocalypse. Google it. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look up the Russian snow apocalypse. Oh my God! Throw them at the Meadowlands next home loss. No, I am not throwing anyone. I'm not throwing Uncrustables at anyone because they are very.
That's what we should have did. We should have, instead of flying a banner, we should have just dropped a load of Uncrustables into the stadium. Just air bombed Uncrustables.
The worst part is after eating that, I'm going to be dropping a load of Uncrustables in a couple hours. Oh, because that was just terrible. New York School Board of Education never shut down, just sent us home early. Yeah, they're already the new mayor's already talking about kids going to school on Monday.
Sounds good.
It sounds good. Everyone listen, just be safe.
Yeah, for real. Seriously, man.
Hey, don't listen to me because I'm crazy. So I'm the guy that sits there in my son's truck and I look at him and I go, "Do you want to do donuts in the parking lot?" And he goes, "No."
Oh, yes. Wait, last thing. Don't watch these car commercials that show the truck going over the Grand Canyon full of snow and go, "Well, look, they did it in the commercial, babe. I'll be fine. Just put it in 4-wheel drive. Let's go." Yeah.
They can't get the car out of the driveway.
You can't even get out the driveway, but we can do it. Let's go.
Those are the best commercials. They're running over
like, oh my God.
I'm a snowman, but I can't get 4 feet out of the driveway.
It's like these commercials are crazy. It's like a Siberian tiger that's been extinct is running alongside the Jeep. The guy's like, no.
Last thing on 4-wheel drive though, so certain people don't understand this. 4-wheel drive does not do anything in ice.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Like, people should know that, but some people probably don't.
I've heard people say, "Well, it's icy out. I'll just put it in 4-wheel drive."
I'll just put it in 4-wheel drive. That'll help me stick to the ice.
And I'm like,
little nails are gonna come out like Go Gadget, ping on the wheels. Oh my God, that's so funny.
I'm gonna give you another tidbit, guys, because the people at the supermarket got mad at me.
Oh my God.
They ran out of rock salt, the melting salt. So what they're selling now is the salt that people put in their water softeners in their house, and they're selling that as a substitute for salt in reference to melting ice. And this lady's putting the salt in her cart, and I look at her and I say to her, because they're 40-pound bags, I'm looking at her, I'm like, I'm not helping her either because I'm tired, and she shouldn't be doing it anyways because she was stupid. I said, "Darling, I was going to tell you this. Water softener salt does not melt ice." And the guy in the store is like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, there's different chemical compounds that go in. You're not just buying salt when you buy the melting salt." I said, "There's so many different chemical compounds that they don't put in this salt because this is to soften your water. It does not melt ice." I said, it might help you with traction, but it doesn't melt ice."
Okay. We have these smartphones and society is getting dumber. I'm telling you. I am telling you.
Dumber every day. At one point, I even said, Google it.
No, I'm telling you. You tell people like, hey, you can get on your phone and what's the best way to do? But that's funny. Yes, that's a great point. Yes. No, the water softener is not going to go out there and melt the inch of ice you have out there.
And I love people because I love one analogy. Your cell phone has more computing power than the computers that they use to land on the moon. In your hand has more computing power than what they use to land on the moon. And people don't, and I understand that people don't get, it's called fucking Google. Just Google it because I just love it. It's like, and it just kills me because I'm like, and the guy that runs the store is getting mad at me. So I'm telling customers that doesn't melt ice.
Yeah, he's getting bad because he's like, hey, man, I got all this goddamn softener here. I'm trying to get rid of it. Shut the hell up.
But I will tell you this. I was uber excited because I actually needed salt for my water softener in the house. I didn't have to go to the hardware store. I grabbed like 3 bags.
So I said, oh, you're going to use this for the ice? No, I'm going to use this for my water, what it's supposed to be.
My water softener. Here we go. Tim,
Oh, my God.
That's BS, Tim. I use rock salt to season my chops.
Throw some on the meat.
This rock salt will make the meat taste better because what it does is it melts the meat because of the chemical.
Oh, my God. It tenderizes the meat.
Oh, Mr. From the Future. I love him now. Mr. From the Future is my new. Brandon was my new favorite new guest, but now Mr. And I also love it because I just call him the Future. I love Mr. the Future. I love this. Rock salt has chemicals in it. I wouldn't use it. He's joking. He's being sarcastic.
Oh, yes, we have to put that. Yes, please. Yes, put that sarcasm. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Because there's people right now going, I'm making a meatloaf right now. Maybe some salt would be good on it.
No, somebody's going to be stuck in. It's going to be 8 inches outside. You're going to be just drunk enough and go, if I just put a dab of this rock salt on these pork chops, it's going to happen.
A chemical
You're going to die.
It'll make it tastier, though.
You're going to get sick.
On my way to the hospital, it'll make it
like, oh, my God.
I always love the last 40 minutes of the show because we don't talk about Giants and there's still 132 people watching.
No, but that stuff is extremely I want to say extremely helpful, but especially the part with the like 4-wheel drive is not going to help you on the ice. Do you know how many people don't know that?
Well, that's like I love people with coffee at like Wawa and McDonald's and something else that they get upset because nowhere on the cup does it say that coffee's hot. And people,
is that going back to that McDonald's lawsuit where the guy sued McDonald's?
They burn themselves because the
coffee. Oh, the woman, excuse me. Like, oh my God.
But there's been other cases that people are like, this is hot coffee. How come it doesn't say it's hot on the label? Because most people assume that when you get hot coffee, that it's hot. Ergo the name hot coffee. People are getting, I forgot who said in the chat, but people are getting dumber. They're right. There's instructions on shampoo bottles. There's literally instructions on shampoo bottles of what not to do. There's disclaimers. This is not to be used as a topping on your ice cream. Just because it's purple does not mean it tastes good. Oh,
yeah. That was for me, just because it's purple. That was for me. It's like, oh, it's purple or red. It's got to be good. Let me try this.
Here we go. Remember, guys, you have instructions on shampoo bottles for morons. They do. They literally do have. I mean, I don't know. I'm done.
Is that the shampoo from Africa, from Axe? You can smell like African, kids. Oh my God.
I told you I sprayed some on the other day and told my wife, here, smell it. We're going to Africa. So that.
Oh my God. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all.
Okay, but disclaimer of the day, Giant fans, we're going to be fine. We finally got an adult in the room. 4-wheel drive does not work on ice. Don't
put rock salt on your pork chops.
Mr. DeFuture is probably the best weatherman that we've ever seen because he knows it's cold out.
And it's going to snow.
That was still the best one. It's cold out. Oh my God. I love him already. Yeah. And I think that ends. And just stay safe. Just be smart. Also, when you're shoveling snow, if you're a little bit older, take it easy. You don't have to get it all done. Yeah. And you know what?
Take breaks.
There's no place that you have to go, that's that important. So just relax. I love it. We actually have a let's see here. We have my favorite. We actually have one of my favorite news reporters. So we're gonna listen to this.
Welcome back to Quahog 5 News. And now here's Ollie Williams with the Blackie weather forecast. Ollie? Thanks.
There you go. That one. It's gonna ring. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite ones.
Oh man, some of those shows, like some of the jokes I don't black but when they do the black guys, like we're going to let's see what Williams says.
Now here's Ollie. Blackie weather forecast. Ollie?
It's gonna rain.
Thanks, Ollie. In local news, we have more on the approach of Hurricane RuPaul, which is working his or her way up the coast.
Oh my God.
Weather report. Ollie?
It's raining sideways.
Sounds rough, Ollie. You have enough.
Everyone,
Where is it?
inside out, 2 miles away.
Is there anything we can do for you?
Bring me some soup.
What kind?
Chunky.
All right.
Oh my God! But that's I don't know. Maybe I'll stream during the Armageddon. I don't know. I'm deciding. No, there's football on.
I was gonna say that. I was just telling her, like, as weird as it sounds, we're gonna be stowed in, guys, and there's 2 games on. It's actually like, holy crap!
So if you're married and your wife doesn't let you watch football, here you go. Perfect, honey. We're gonna die. So just let me watch the game so I can die with a smile on my face because it's Snowmageddon. 12 inches of snow. I've never seen anything like this. Now listen, if we get like 4 feet of snow, all right, then I'm a dick. But if we get 12
I know,
inches,
right? We'll be back here you'll be streaming like, well, I'm actually buried inside, guys. So I'm streaming.
Could someone please send help with someone 4-wheel drive truck? Please get over here. Just remember, 4-wheel drive does not work on the ice.
Oh my God.
I was telling James a story in college, and it snowed and it rained, and we went out, and there was fraternity row, which is just this long row, and it was all ice. And me and my buddy were coming back from the club because that's what you do up north when it snows. You still go to the club even though there's a foot of snow. So we're coming back from the club, and we hit fraternity row, and we just start sliding, and we probably slid like a half mile down fraternity row, missed everything, and then I gently hit the embankment, right, like I parallel parked perfectly. And my friend looks at me and says, "You're a really good driver." And I look back and I said, "Yeah, I wish I had my hands on the wheel."
Yeah,
because I'm like, motherfucker, I wasn't doing anything.
It's like, I'm glad those beers and shots we had make you think so. Thanks, buddy.
It's called ice. I wasn't steering.
That's the definition of let Jesus take the wheel.
Jesus did take the wheel that moment. Because literally I did stop. I literally did take my hands off the wheel. Because I was like, well, there's no reason to steer.
It's like, just hold on.
Hold on. We're in God's hands now. And God evidently had a plan because he just put us literally like we parallel parked. And I was like, yeah, okay. Should probably, so like today, probably should have stayed home. All right, guys, it's 101. Stay safe, watch football, believe, FanDuel. FanDuel.com.
Bet for tomorrow.
Bet for tomorrow. Go listen. I put the link in the chat. Go listen to the podcast with David Behrman from Betting with Behrman. He's been on ESPN. He's been on all these shows. He was doing this for 20 years. We give you who you should bet on tomorrow. So make sure you go stay tuned for that. I'm going to go take the wife out, have some fun. For Tim and James and Mr. The Future and LeVar and Don and the Philosopher. I don't think I forgot anyone else.
Papa Smurf.
I love it. Have a snowfall day, everyone. Thank you, Lou. Appreciate everyone. What's the picks for FanDuel? You got to go on this website. You got to go listen to the exclusive podcast, which is only on Podcasts and Believe, that we talk about it. So I'm not going to tell you. That's why it's an exclusive. Oh, dear Lord. Being big time is hard.
That's what she said.
All right, guys. Stay safe. Have fun. For Jim and James, we're out of here. And I forgot to take the intro. I got to put the intro back on. Thanks for watching. Let me set the intro. Wait a minute. Do we got another intro? Let's set that intro. Okay, outro. And for the outro.